Yeah.
Sucks. I swear he is.
Knicks in this many. What I tell y'all, Knicks in this many. What we tell y'all, man. New York, stand up. Stand up, New York.
New York stand up, by the way, not Ron. Ron don't count.
Why are you wearing a Nuggets jersey?
It's Carmelo Anthony jersey.
No,
I like the disrespect Melo was getting over the last 24 hours, so I can't.
I got you.
Take it off, Ron.
Ron, when did you start riding with the Knicks, you fucking front run? I'm so sick of you, yo. I swear. I'm so sick of this dude.
By the way, Chill, he texted me last night and said, don't get too excited. Y'all not winning the finals.
So unbelievable. Meanwhile, this dude is a hype man for the Knicks now. He's Spike Lee. Now all of a sudden, he's Spike Lee. I'm so sick of this dude.
And that toddler jersey.
They weigh about the same too, huh?
On top of that, he might weigh a little bit more. He might weigh a little bit more than Spike. But I'm so over this dude, man. Every time I turn around, Ron front running ass.
You don't say nothing right now. You chose the Cavs. We up right now. New York City on top of the world. New York versus the world. We don't care if it's OKC. We don't care if it's San Antonio. We don't care if it's the Los Angeles Lakers. We don't care if it's the Guangdong Tigers. Knicks in this many. You get out of here too, Canada. Where Big Ox at? Yeah, you welcome up here, Big Ox. You welcome up here. It was a historic run to the finals, baby. Hey, we treated the Eastern Conference Finals the same way we treated the second round and swept them bums off the court. It's been a historic run. Point differential through the roof, all-time high. What can we say about Jalen Brunson? Becky, zip your lips. We going to the finals, right, Ox? Right, Jay? Right, Chill? Right, Pin?
I promise every one of his FCs loses. I promise you. If he is supporting your team, you're losing. You need to kick this dude out of your bandwagon right now.
Big Ox,
kick him out.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Why are you here? Of all the people that's here, why are you here?
This ain't about me. This ain't about me. This is about New York, y'all.
If it's about New York, can we let somebody from New York actually talk?
Oh my goodness.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
No. What's good, man?
What's good,
What up? What up?
ZZ, what's the word?
Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Oh, Ron, you're a New York fan now.
This the same dude who last year was talking that Indiana shit, but had Milwaukee beating them, and then Indiana gets to the NBA championship and had Oklahoma City smoking them. Meanwhile, we're in a 7-game dogfight, and now we're here and we up. We up, fellas. We up. In the words of my big fella, why are you here?
Ron just likes to win. He likes to be on the winning team. That's why he hates KD so much. See,
nobody checking ID at the door. What's going on?
Man.
Jay, you going for this, Jay? What's
Ron know he can't come to New York.
You not welcome.
I'm in New York. I was on them buildings last night. I was rioting. I was in the streets. Why y'all think Mars ain't here? What you think me and Mars was doing last night? Rummaging through New York.
But
borough to borough. Yo, but it's easy.
Borough is crazy. Borough to borough is crazy.
Borough to borough is crazy. Yeah.
Shout out Mars. Happy birthday, Mars. Wherever you at in the shadows. Happy birthday, my dog.
Mars, it was a long night last night of me and Mars celebrating in the New York streets. He wasn't able to make it, but maybe he'll be here. If not, ZZ right. Everybody go wish Mars a happy birthday. But fellas, let's get into it though. Absolute scenes in New York right now. The best point differential of any 11-game span in NBA history, regular season or postseason. Wow. Also, the Knicks are on an 11-game winning streak. Also, the Knicks swept them bums last night. Also, Jalen Brunson got Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Also, New York is looking like the best team in all of basketball. Let's talk about it, fellas.
Is this the hottest that a team has ever been going into the finals?
No. The Lakers.
Who's been hotter?
2001.
No, the Lakers were not smoking teams like this. No, they were not.
This is
they
a
weren't
different
playing
level
teams
of
like this. Wait a second.
No,
They
no,
weren't
no, no,
playing
no,
teams
no.
like this either.
That's not
Don't.
Yeah,
That's not true
that's
at
a
all.
good point.
That's not true neither. Nope. So
All I was gonna say is I feel like from an offensive perspective, like first of all, we all watched the same 4 games. Kenny Atkinson needs to be arrested for domestic terrorism and coaching malpractice. But nonetheless,
And that's first. That's first and foremost.
And
Easy.
just dumbassness.
Thank you. Not even that, not even just that, Ox, but also insulting fans and like fans of basketball, not just Cavs fans, not just Knicks fans, but fans of basketball. Miss me with this expected score shit. Nigga, you lost. This is bad. It's on you. You are terrible, and you're smiling through all the pain like your team isn't crumbling before your eyes. That's a problem. That's almost like Doc Rivers delusion, but kind of worse because Kenny Atkinson is just smiling through it with his arms folded. As it's like Darvin Ham, but the Caucasian version. Anyway, nonetheless, my issue with the difference between these two teams, right? The Knicks play cohesive basketball. It's to the point where I think that their coach looked at them at some point in the playoffs and said, hey, we don't need Brunson to get 25 every night. We don't need Brunson to get 27 for us to be successful and win this game. We can win games with OG Anunoby giving us 28 and 10. We can win games with Cat giving us 20-point triple doubles. We can win games with Josh Hart giving us 5 of 7 shooting nights from 3, or Landry Shamet coming off the bench and giving us perfect shoot. Like that's the thing that's separating them. Then you look at what the Cavs had. It's not like they don't have enough talent to match. They got some decent options there. Dennis Schroeder isn't bad. Keon Ellis isn't bad, especially if you put him on the right person and give him an assignment and don't just tell him to go out there and just stand there. But my point is like it's not like the Cavs didn't have enough to compete. It's just the way their X's and O's were being put on the floor was nothing near as smooth and cohesive as the New York Knicks have been playing in 11 straight games. That's all I'll say.
But you get smoked in transition like that. That's not X's and O's. That's great.
That's nothing.
That's great. That's you right, man. You right.
I can't coach that. Like, what am I going to do? Call a timeout in the first quarter? Like 15.
I mean,
I'm burning all my time.
X's and O's is defense too, though, Pin.
Shit.
Ron,
so
get
like
back on defense, Ron. That's it. This ain't no, Ron. Get back.
Chill. If we're getting stops, though, that leads us to get out in transition.
No, this is
if you're turning the ball over, what do turnovers lead to?
Transition.
They lead to transition.
Okay, that's the point I'm making.
But this is wide open transition. This
is
why y'all being run naive? Past you. They just running past you, right? Look, I've seen a lot of championship teams in my lifetime, and they all seem to have this one thing in common. They're talking about championships and training camp, right? Everything is about sacrifice. This Knicks team sacrificed. They changed the way they're playing. They got individuals on this team that came in with big egos, right? Mikal Bridges, he wants big touches. He wanted big money. OG Anunoby, complaint. I don't get enough touches. He has to settle into being a fourth option. Karl-Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson. These guys used to being like the man, on a team. And when you get 4 or 5 guys who are used to having their own team, I want to say 4, who are used to being featured options, willing to take ancillary roles. That's when you turn this into this, right?
Pin, these dudes aren't big ego guys though. Like that's when you put a picture of these guys.
You've been around enough hoopers to know all hoopers are big ego guys.
That's just not true. Factually, not true. But when you put a picture of all these guys, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, these aren't guys with. This isn't I don't see that from this Knicks team at all. You know what I'm saying? But on top of that, I just want y'all to stop being naive and just understand that was what you were going to get anyway. The Cavaliers weren't going to come out there running down 3-0. They get a steal. The shit's over. They got their flights booked. They got you know what I'm saying? They got their villas in wherever they're going booked already. This shit's over. Like Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell had Coco told Coco, hey, have old girl pack all that shit up. We out of here. Like, don't worry about this. We gone. Like, this was over. Y'all talking about they weren't getting back on defense. They're down 3-0 to a team that they know is far superior than them. This shit was over before it started. Nobody sprinting back chasing Jalen Brunson to like, it's over. And I understand that we want them to want to win. We want them to try hard. We want them to believe that they can come back from a 3-0 deficit. That's what we want as basketball fans. But that is naive as shit. That game was over before it started, and everybody knew it. Everybody knew it. Zizi, I don't know if you were watching. It was a random day. Penn was explaining to me about something per possession, per 100, per 36, per set. I'm not calling you out, Penn. Please don't take it that way. I didn't put you on the big screen. It was something, and I had an epiphany, Zizi. I had an epiphany. I said, you know what? It's not about winning basketball games anymore. It's about winning the analytics. It's about winning this. It's about winning the per that. It's about on paper shit.
Would you look at that?
And Kenny Atkinson did nothing but prove that when he said that dumb shit he said about us winning analytically. I told y'all. This ain't about winning games no more. That's not what NBA basketball is about. And
what is he supposed to say? He's supposed to come to the press conference and be like, "Oh yeah, we fucked y'all down 3-0. Like it is what it is."
Yeah, when you get into,
I'll tell you this, Jay. It's not.
That's not.
Yeah, it's not even
a race.
It's not even a thing of like him. It's not even a thing of like necessarily like what he said. It's more so the context in which he said it. For example, like them asking them questions. The first question that got asked or that needed to be asked after game one was, "Hey, buddy, why leave James Harden on Jalen Brunson?" Now, there's multiple. That's kind of a different. There's a lot of different ways you can look at that. Was it on the team? Did they not hedge it correctly? Did they just submit to the switch? Is that just? But if that's the case, then why are the other four members of the Cleveland Cavaliers leaving the 36-year-old who has never been a good defender in his 17-year career, at least one that was worth giving a shit about? Why are they just leaving him on an island? I think back to 2015, that series against the Clippers where they were down. I think they were down 3-1, and Mike D'Antoni did something that other coaches looked at and just were like, wow, James Harden was playing so bad. He benched him, and then Corey Brewer and Trevor Ariza and Eric Gordon and friends led the Rockets back in a playoff game to win the game. Now, that was literally the last thing that he could have possibly done, and he did it. In Kenny Atkinson's case, you have a 22-point lead with 7 minutes left in the ball game. You're watching 7+ straight possessions of, not to mention the fact that Jalen Brunson was also in foul trouble, just like Donovan Mitchell, just like James Harden, and just like Max Strus. So if you wanted to counter that in any way, shape, or form, you could have attacked Brunson. You didn't do that. So you watch 7 straight possessions of your quote-unquote one of your best defenders, whatever. You watch James Harden get absolutely mollywopped to the point where any point in time where they tried to set a screen to get Brunson onto Harden, the fans started giving you roaring sounds because they knew exactly what was about to happen. Barbecue chicken, deep fried catfish, right? You got Dennis Schroeder on the bench salivating at the mouth. Keon Ellis salivating, wanting an opportunity to just show, hey, I'm really good at playing defense. That might be the only thing I can bring to this game, but it could help us way more than watching James Harden get deep fried every possession. That's my thing. So Kenny's response to that being, oh, he's been one of our best defenders. Is that a good thing? That's like the 2021 Lakers saying, hey, LeBron James is our best three-point shooter. What?
By the way,
what?
Don't leave out ZZ. Him benching James Harden in 2015 and that being down 3-1. It actually worked.
Exactly.
It actually worked.
Yeah.
We went to that and we actually came out with a win. And he stayed over. It wasn't like he stayed over there until we got back in the game. Yeah. No, keep going with what we got. Keep rolling with these guys until we get back in the game. Keep rolling with these guys and let's see what happens. Well, it actually worked. And they ended up.
James Harden was top 3 in MVP that year too, mind you. Yes, top 3 in MVP, getting benched in a pivotal closeout playoff game as the franchise player.
Because he was getting
and it worked. Yeah,
and it did work. So I say that I say that to say, Ox, that in theory, my rent is being paid. In reality, the eviction notice is on the door. That's what's going on. Like they coming and they're knocking on the door, telling me, "Come get your stuff, because it's time for you to get up out of here." I said that they would put up a fight early, but I knew that they would end up choking them dudes out. I think that they were defeated after game 1. I think that broke their spirit. You don't have a shooter like Max. You don't have shooters like both Max Strus and Sam Merrill basically just go ice cold. I think that's a mental thing. I think that they realize that we had these dudes in the chokehold. I'm a glass half full type of dude, and I always feel like there's a plus side to something. And when we got these dudes up 20 with 7 minutes on the clock, and we end up giving it up, I'm thinking we'll get these guys next time. We got them in the chokehold. We'll do some other things to make this better the next game. They didn't even get them in the chokehold. They just basically just rolled over. Donovan Mitchell is not scoring the basketball for a whole quarter. In addition to Donovan Mitchell not scoring the basketball for a whole quarter, the Knicks just completely looked at the Cavs like, don't worry about these guys. They're going to let us back in at some point. They might jump on us early, but they're going to let us back in at some point. I have to acknowledge to Jay and to Ox, I did not see them smoking the Cavs. I did not see that. I thought that the Cavs had a legit shot at beating these dudes. I did not see them running by these dudes in 4 games. I'm blown away by this. I just am.
You need a stronger prescription glasses then.
For real.
We saw it.
I ain't see them smoking these dudes. No,
I didn't see it either.
Right here, Alex, come on.
I mean, this is a team that went back-to-back and won two game 7s, showed a lot of grit there, but they also showed a lot of immaturity. Chill, when you had your first job and you go to your boss and you say, I need a raise, boss. And what does he say? He says, my boss won't even give me a raise. Mm-hmm. It's called false consciousness. It's called taking your attention and your frustration and redirecting it somewhere else. When we blow a 20-point lead, all eyes are on the coach. Why don't you call a timeout? My eyes are on the superstar. Why are you not settling the game down? Right? You get a superstar so they can stabilize a game. You got 2 guards. You're not talking about a big where, okay, well, he's relying on guards to get him the ball. No, they got the ball every single possession, and they are choking it away. They're walking it up. They're messing up the offense. They're not making shots. And I'm sorry, at a point, players got to coach. I'm sorry, the best teams are player-led, not coach-led. So as much as Kenny Atkinson suffers from a deplorable lack of charisma and situational awareness, I will say that, coming out after game 3 and be like, oh, we should be up 2-1. Yeah, you dumb as hell for saying that for sure. You putting a red target on your back and now everyone's saying fire Kenny, fire Kenny. I think Kenny's the fine coach, man. I don't think coaching was the difference in this series. I think leadership, grit, toughness, camaraderie, chemistry, flexibility of lineups, that's the difference in this series. And frankly, I'm shocked by Donovan Mitchell. Shocked. I've never felt more let down by a player in my life.
Agreed.
This is one of the biggest. And you look at the box score, you'd be like, oh, he got 27 points. He got 30 points. He did his job. Those are empty.
Right.
Those are empty possessions. You can see it. It's very disconnected. He's not doing enough for his team. He's not bringing dudes together. He's kind of like doing the showmanship of like, oh, I'm going to yell about this and that. But you don't go out there and do anything. You just kind of like him on an island, And I've never accused Donovan Mitchell of being selfish, but he kind of reminds me of, those players who kind of stand above the team instead of stand with the team. And if you contrast him to someone like Victor Wembanyama or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Jalen Brunson, the leadership is the gap. That's what's getting them to the finals.
I just want to make sure that we stick to what really is going on here too. And that is that, the Knicks are fucking awesome. I want to make sure that we talk. I mean, as much as I talked about the Cavs, we know. As much as I talked about the Cavs and thinking about how good their year was and thinking that they could get to the NBA championship, the way that this Knicks team turned this thing around and got into the playoffs and started rolling the way that they've been rolling, I love the fact that Mike Brown made Cat the facilitator and they started running the offense through him. I didn't think Cat could read defenses that quickly in order for them to be that viable of an offense. I don't think we've talked nearly as much. I think a lot of you guys up here particularly, I think a lot of you guys gave up on Mikal Bridges. I do. I think a lot of you guys up here gave up on Mikal Bridges and stopped talking about him after what we had seen early on in the playoffs, particularly against Atlanta when he didn't score any points.
You was the main one. Jumped on.
Absolutely.
You and Mars was all over Mikal Bridges for the past 18 months.
Absolutely. Well, first of all,
y'all wrote my man off.
Absolutely.
You talking about he can't navigate screens.
And I thought that he was great in this. He was great in these playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he was good in these playoffs. I thought he was great in these playoffs. I thought that what he did, not just as a screen navigator, to your point, Ox, I think he was a better on-ball defender than I gave him credit for. I think he was a better knockdown jump shooter, basically relocating and getting wide open looks and enhancing their offense, and even a better transition player. On top of that, that corner 3 is money. That corner three is money when he's relocating. He knows exactly where to get to and exactly how to stay in rhythm. OG Anunoby is the Swiss Army knife that I can't tell you how many teams have this, because there aren't many teams that have what OG Anunoby has. He's the guy that whatever we're lacking, he does it. We need buckets right here. We need a big rebound, got that. We need defense, I got that covered. Absolutely.
And I heard that shit you were saying about OG yesterday, talking about I'm overhyping OG and maybe
I think I do, because you are. You are. You do.
I'm sick of this.
You
shit.
Do, but you do. But that's the difference, though. But you do overhype him.
Honestly, I think I undersell OG. I should hype him some more.
There's a difference between a guy being a Swiss Army knife and being a really good player to what you talk about him with. Like, you make this guy out to be something way more than what he is. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, he's a Swiss Army knife. Everything that's necessary that the Knicks need, he does that. Absolutely, he does that. But Ox, you've said yourself, I tend to go too far with things, and you go too far with OG Anunoby sometimes.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
His level of importance is understated.
No,
his level of importance is clear to see when you watch it, chill, and you know it. You know it. You just don't want to give the Knicks any love. That's what it is, too.
I'm literally doing that right now.
You know,
I'm literally doing that right now.
Yeah, you are now. You are now. I'll give you credit for that. I'll give you credit for that. But you see, too, you gotta see the 4-0 broom beating sweep that just happened for you to put it together. Chill. It's been apparent this whole time. You seen how he started the playoffs. You seen the difference OG Anunoby made when he came to the Knicks, when he got on the basketball team. It was clear as day then. Why did you have to wait for them to get to the finals for you to say, you know what, Mikal Bridges is all right. OG, you actually are that important.
The reason why I felt like that, Ox, is because this group, Mikal Bridges, don't forget, was an all-league level defender. Mikal Bridges was a 17, 18 a game guy, when in reality, he really like a 16 to 18 a game guy. But I was holding him to that standard of what he was as an all-league defender. I was holding him to that. I wasn't wrapped up in what he was doing in Brooklyn when he averaged 25. I was like, no, that's not the real Mikal Bridges. He is not that good. But I was holding this Knicks team. To what I had seen just right in front of me. You were looking into the future. I am not a fortune teller. I did not think that these guys would be this good. I didn't. I did not think that these guys would be. I knew that they were good.
I wasn't looking into the future. I was reporting the news.
I did not think that these guys were this good. Don't let him off the hook. Chill does not deserve to be let off the hook, because Chill picked every other team available besides the Knicks in the East. Every time the Knicks had to go up against anybody, you picked Atlanta, right? You picked the 76ers, you picked the Cavs, and you laughed at me when I said the Knicks was going to walk to the final. That's what you said.
I did. I 100% did. I did.
There's no other teams left to pick, Chill. It's not that you give the Knicks their fly. You have no one else to pick.
That's not true. Well, wait a minute. Okay, well, wait a minute. We still got the NBA championship, and I think that the Knicks can win the NBA championship. But let's rewind for a second.
Wait a second. Did you just say the Knicks are going to win the NBA championship?
Hey, you bullshitting. Like, if you look at what's going on with this group,
okay,
it's the hottest team to ever go.
If you look at this group, man. But I want to rewind. I said, if you're gonna quote me, let's make sure we get it right, Jay. Let's make sure. I said that the Atlanta Hawks could beat the Knicks. That's what I said. That's number one. I said and on top of them, and on top of me saying that they could beat the Knicks, they were down in the series 2-1. So it wasn't ridiculous.
Sure, who did you pick? Did you pick the Knicks or
no? I picked the Knicks. I 100% picked the Knicks. Yes, I did. I did pick the Knicks. Just like I picked the Knicks to beat Philly. I just thought I thought Philly would give them more of a run for their money after beating the Celtics. Wrong. They ended up smoking them dudes. I didn't think that they would smoke them. I didn't realize that Mike Brown was going to make Joel Embiid, Apollo Creed, go after him, rush him, jump him, and I think that was the series right there. And in this series right here, I don't have anything to say about this series, to be honest.
You know what it looked like to me, Chill? You remember Friday when Craig had to go out and fight Debo, and he didn't really want to, and Debo was ready to throw him. He was no token. He was just ready to swing, and Craig was over here trying to talk it out, and he just punched him in the face. That's what it felt like to me. I felt like watching Debo beat the shit out of Craig.
I just want to be clear about something. James Harden in these playoffs across 18 games shot 29.9% from three. That is the worst mark in 8 years. He also
let me ask y'all this question about James Harden.
Hold on 1 second. He had 5.5 assists. That is the lowest mark of his career if you break it down per possession, but we're not going to do that because we don't want to piss Big Ox off. So we're just going to say it's the worst mark of his prime. He also had 4.7 turnovers. That is a damn near 1-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. That is insane. That is insane. And he is going to skirt right past it because everyone's saying, oh, he's 36 years old. So what? To start this year in LA, people were talking about him like he's a top 10 player. So, I mean, let's call this
Penn,
what
we're
it
not
is.
doing this. No, Penn, you know why we're not doing this? Because all we're doing when we talk about James Harden is we're just rehashing history. Let's talk about the fact that Jalen Brunson could take a team to the NBA championship. Let's talk about that for a second.
That's a good point.
Hold up, though, chill. The reason why we do got to talk, we'll get there in a second. But the reason why we do got to talk about this is because they finna pay that boy all that money.
Damn straight.
They finna turn around and pay that boy all that money.
Paying him.
Did he say we'll pay him?
Cleveland is not paying James Harden. No way.
Okay, now I will say this. That boy that money.
Hell no.
Depending on how.
Just watch. They finna turn around and pay that boy all that money.
Depending on how the owner's feeling about it, because if you think about it, like here's the thing with James Harden. In the last 6 years, since the turn of the damn decade, right? Since the turn of the decade, he has been on 5 different teams. And at some point, I remember saying in the midst of all this, I was like, now, if they don't get it done, what does Harden do? It's not his fault. It's the team's fault. Either they didn't have enough or someone else didn't show. I will never forget James Harden and Joel Embiid sitting in that damn press conference after they had gotten bounced out. And they said they threw everyone else under the bus, despite Tobias Harris leading the team in points that night in a pivotal Game 7. Despite James Harden having less than 15 points, a once 36-point per game scorer, and didn't win MVP, Lord have mercy, giving you 9 points in closeout games multiple times in a 5-year stretch, and then last night giving you, once again, 0 threes. One of the craziest things about James Harden is that he is top 3 all-time in three-point makes, but everybody knows that he isn't even amongst the best shooters in the top 7 in terms of efficiency. Like, who are you taking in that list over James Harden? Of those people, Klay Thompson is in that mix. Damian Lillard is in that mix. Cal Korver might be in that mix. But the point is,
hold on, ZZ. Hold on, ZZ. Real quick.
What we got, Ox?
I don't want to throw you off, bro, but James Harden's on our list for a reason, because let's not act like there wasn't a time when James Harden wasn't lighting that bitch up. Like,
but my question, Ox, is this.
I'm just saying that
I get that.
Like, James Harden was.
I get that. I'm with you on that. James Harden is still a top 3 regular season performer I've ever seen in my entire life. Do not get me wrong on that. There's a reason he's in there. Volume matters. Volume matters in that department. Don't get me wrong there. My point is, for as many of those moments that you're talking about, how many of those moments happened when the lights were the brightest?
None.
We can go back to 2018. He was 2 of 12 in that game from 3. 27 straight misses, and there is no Chris Paul. And one of the best things about James Harden, in my opinion, win, lose, or draw, whatever, is how great of a hybrid guard he is. He is one of the rarest instances of a guard that we have seen with the ability to not only impact the game from a scoring perspective, but a facilitating perspective. He has that capability. We saw it in Philly. We saw it, shades of it in Houston, and we've seen it ever since he's left. He has the ability to be able to turn that corner to be a guard when you need him or a shooting guard when you need him. 2018 was a prime example of him having the ability to be a hybrid. They missed 27 straight threes. He contributed 10 of those misses, and at no point did he say, hey, let's throw a Clint Capella lob to shut this shit down. Like, he has that ability. We know he has that ability. We know his IQ is great. But in the pivotal moments, he got them Dirk, that little Dirk 1,000-yard stare. That's what he's got, the 1,000-yard stare in pivotal big games. That's it. That's the problem. So yes, he has the moments, but when we need him to showcase that, there's more lowlights than there is highlights. That's the problem.
I've been telling y'all
it's
forever.
Shocking to say that James Harden shot 33.7% from 3 in the playoffs on his career. You want to know who shot 37.5%? Chris Paul. In the playoffs, when the lights were the brightest. Give me Chris Paul.
Yeah, I've been telling y'all about these same type of characters for a long time. I had to come to the realization on Carmelo Anthony. It's just certain guys where, yes, you're good and you're uber talented, but when it's time to hoop, when it matters the most,
don't be disrespectful.
You not really that. No, I like Melo. I guarantee you, I like Melo more than you do. But I'm realistic. But I'm really yes.
I'll take
Carmelo, Chris Paul, James Harden. But James Harden is he's the epitome of it. James Harden is the face of I'm a superstar until it's time to be a superstar, and then I stop superstarring. Hey, I'm gonna take it a step further, and I'm gonna say what y'all scared to say, or what y'all might not even be thinking. James Harden is the most talented bum to ever dribble a basketball.
All right, bro. Like
no one was thinking.
James Harden is the most. Okay, well, I'm saying it. James Harden. I've been calling James Harden a bum since 2019 because, like Kobe Bryant said, that style of basketball will never win. He's talented. He's skilled. No. James Harden's tough. He's one of the best players we've ever seen, but he's the best bum I've ever seen.
I'll say this. I'll say he's the worst superstar playoff performer that I've seen of at least our generation of hoopers. And I'm talking about like his contemporaries. He's been in the playoffs every year of his career. I've heard, he's ran against the Warriors in his prime. He only played the Warriors 4 years out of 17 playoff appearances. In 2015, we talked about it. He was second in MVP that year. And Steph Curry beat him in 5 games on 33 points a game, damn near 60% shooting from the field. James Harden had 10 turnovers in the closeout game that series as well. So it's like, and then you point to 2017 against the Spurs. That closeout game, he had over 10 turnovers. There was no Kawhi, no Tony Parker. Manu Ginobili got the last block in that game on James Harden, who was playing terribly. It's like he was 28 in that series. He's in his prime. Yeah. It's like, then you go to 2020. Even the series against the Chris Paul-led Thunders in the 2019-2020 bubble year. He shot 4 of 18, I think, in that game. It was horrible, 4 of something. But he got the game-winning block, and they won by a point. So we don't talk about it. It can forever stay in the histories of his Game 7 catalog. But prior to the game against the Pistons in the second round, prior to that Game 7, did y'all see the ESPN thing graphic where they were like, in Harden's Game 7 career, 13.3 points per game for a Game 7 career.
That shit he was doing in Philly was a great. I mean, look, this is another example of like what I just said to Chill about OG and Mikal. This is another example. Me and Ron been telling y'all about James Harden for years now.
I've also
so
been
this ain't nothing new. It's just all of a sudden now. It's all of a sudden now that he's getting older too. Now everybody wants to come to this realization. I think James Harden is an incredible basketball player.
Yeah,
but just like Ron said, I told y'all he was a bum. Joel Embiid, when they was over there doing that bum shit they was doing in Philly, I told y'all about that. Now I don't understand what takes y'all so long.
From you guys, what is a bum exactly? So I'm clear.
Yeah. Come on now.
I'm sorry, nigga. Like.
I'm getting in the ring and I can rough up everybody, but when I get into the ring with the heavyweight champ, I'm getting dropped in like the second round. I'm getting punched in the face and I'm just getting beat up. Or am I even getting to the heavyweight champ? Because when I think about a bum, I think about a guy who, man, this guy is trash. Man,
he's a punching bag. He's a punching bag. He's a punching bag to the good guys. To the good guys, he's a punching bag. But look. I'm just saying, like, and the reason I was saying what I just said about I've been telling y'all this about James Harden for a long time is really to come to his defense right now. I'm saying that to say James Harden is gonna James Harden. Okay, this series is not on James Harden. I'm sorry to put it that way to y'all, but Kenny Atkinson and Donovan Mitchell are standing right here, and y'all telling them, "Hey, move aside, move aside." This is like
not to mention.
Let's keep it real.
Don't leave out Jared Allen. Don't leave out Jared Allen. He had 3 rebounds last game. Don't leave that nigga out. The lights were too bright.
Evan Mobley too.
Let's talk about them. Let's talk about their stars.
Rebound, actually, kind of shocking.
Keep going, Ox. Keep going.
I mean, that's it. I just want y'all to just lay off of James Harden for a little bit. Like,
okay, well,
we know who James Harden is. Donovan Mitchell and Kenny Atkinson are standing right there.
I would love to lay off of James Harden, but he goes out sad, and he goes out sad in a way that nobody goes out sad. These are the shooting splits. Like, this is just what he shot in the last game of his season every single year. Okay, he shot 2 for 8 yesterday. Last year he shot 2 for 10 against Detroit. Shot 3 for look at this. So this year he shot 2 for 10 against Detroit. In the last game of the series, 3 for 9 against Toronto. This is epic. If you put that shit together, that's crazy. Last year, Against the Denver Nuggets, when they got bounced, 2 for 8. Against Dallas, 5 for 16. Against Philly at Boston, 3 for 11. Philly at Brooklyn, 4 for 18. This dude has never made. I'm going back. The last time he made double digit in a game that was like for the marbles to win a series was Brooklyn in Boston, 10 for 17. That's the best game he had.
What was the biggest problem in your estimation? Yes, I ain't talking about yesterday.
He's just so predictable, again, Chill.
I'm not talking about just James Harden. What was the biggest issue with the Cavs in this series?
Heart.
They weren't good enough.
The biggest issue.
I think that's my problem. Like Ox. They're just better. Okay, I get that part.
It's that simple, Chill. We don't
it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It isn't that simple.
Here y'all go again. Here y'all always do this shit. Basketball is not as hard as y'all want it to be. This is not rocket science. Right, what's the problem with this team against this team? Well, I'll tell you. This team is just better than that team. Absolutely.
Okay, but when we started the playoffs, first of all, everyone said Boston was the best team in the Eastern Conference. They got bounced in the first round, and they didn't just become ass at basketball, Ox. Like, obviously,
that ain't this, and this ain't that. We're talking about the Knicks versus the Cavs. The Knicks versus the Cavs. The Cavs were never going to win that series because they weren't good enough. But we all knew that wasn't going to happen.
We weren't hearing that though.
I don't know who you was hearing it from. I don't get. I'm standing on that. I never did that, Penn. I can't speak for these other niggas. I'm talking about me.
So let's talk about you, Ox. Have we not seen teams that were better lose? That's happened before.
Yes, we have. But this team had no chance.
Okay, see, that's
Chill. Better isn't more talented isn't better though.
Sometimes it is though, Ron. A lot of times
sometimes it is, but once again, that ain't this and this ain't that. The Cavs are more talented, but they're not better.
No, they're not. They're not more talented.
I personally think they're more talented.
Okay, you're personally wrong, Ron.
Okay, I can't be wrong. I can't be wrong.
Karl Anthony Towns is here. Evan Mobley is here. Jalen Brunson is here. Donovan Mitchell is here.
See, the gap between them two isn't like that.
Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby are here.
Oh my God!
And Max Strus and Dean Wade are here.
So what about Jared Allen? What about they legitimately up there. I'm saying no. They
James Harden out.
Yeah, I'm saying they legitimately have 4 All-Stars.
I think OG Anunoby is better than James Harden.
I mean, I could.
Hold on. Once again, I didn't say. I said more talented. One can argue James Harden is more. That's the point I'm making. I'm telling this to Chill. I'm not even talking to you. I'm telling Chill.
Chill got me tight right now, so I don't know who you're talking to.
Okay, I'm telling you, I'm talking to Chill. Being more, and I'm talking to the chat too. Those people that might not know, just because you're more talented does not mean you're better. Just because I can tween better than you, just because I can shoot better than you, just because I have a better package of moves, doesn't mean I'm better than you. And this is a perfect case of that.
I also heard Penn make a point earlier about when you were calling this nigga a bum, but Penn made a point earlier where he was like, it's a difference between being labeled as a bum and just being predictable. Like, and James Harden becomes more of an unpredictable player between games 1 and 4. In those games, he might have a stinker, he might have some good ones, he might have a classic, but that's where you're going to get the unpredictability part. If the series ends up going into game 5 and that bitch is 2-2, then the predictability part comes into play. Then the Dirk 1,000-yard stare comes into play. Then Harden starts to kind of go into a shell and make stupid mistakes or not even attempt to take a risk. That's the issue with him in these games. It's not like for the player that we've seen him be when he is on. That can be in the regular season, some instances in his postseason career. But when he is on, there isn't a question of who the best scorer on the court is. Damn near the best player at certain points, right? He's controlling the game from the inside and the outside. But when he's off, and he's like a couple instances with the Cavs, in this series alone, he sort of felt like he was in the way as opposed to helping anything. Like last night, he had more turnovers than assists for I think the second time at least in the 4 games that this series had. And that's tough. That's really tough. Go ahead, Joe.
He's actually had that for the playoffs. But the reason why I'm asking that, Ox, is because I recognize when somebody is just better than somebody else. I mean, I've been watching basketball long enough to know that these dudes better than these dudes.
Chill, you're not crazy. You're not crazy.
Well,
everybody up here is trying to tell you that the Knicks are just here and the Cavs are here.
Let's you wrap this up. Let's you land this, please.
The reason why I'm at the reason why I was saying that, Ox, is because when I think about schemes, so for example, James Harden shooting the basketball or Donovan Mitchell shooting the basketball, Mike Brown recognizing that these guys don't get back in transition. That's coaching. That has nothing to do with we just better than you guys. The fact that Mikal Bridges is picking up James Harden early in the backcourt, getting the ball out of his hands and throwing him off rhythm. That's coaching. That's not we just better than you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Grown men not getting back on defense. That's not coaching.
Okay.
That's coaching. Not coaching.
It's once again, it's coaching. It's coaching from the opposition, recognizing that these guys don't get back on defense.
Okay,
we can speed the game. We can speed the game up, and we could get those extra baskets as opposed to when we're in half court when it can be a little bit tougher.
Yeah, chill. And that makes me better than you.
Okay, right. But it's not again. I got you, Ox. I got it.
No, but you see what I'm saying? No, chill. Like if you're the type of player that doesn't get back on defense, and I'm the type of player that runs down the court, and then I'm better than you in transition. You know what I mean? Like if you're the type of player that closes out soft on 3-point shooters, and I'm the type of player that knocks that corner 3-ball down, then I'm better than you right here. It has nothing to do with any outside forces, any divine presence. There's no need to break this down and dissect it. This isn't an onion. There's no layers to it. I'm good. You're bad.
I think it would be hard for a paper model or an analytics model to predict that the Knicks would just smoke the Cavaliers. I think that would be very difficult. The reason I say that is because everything about the Knicks coming in, everything coming into this series was like, or coming into the playoffs was Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns not good enough as defenders. They're going to get hunted. And if you think about it, Donovan Mitchell and James Harden are exactly the type of guards that can destroy that. They didn't. So what I would say is, yes, analytics matter, and I've always said that, but they're not everything. Because you know what else matters? Your body language. Your body language when you go into the huddle. This stuff has to matter. I know Mars is like sworn for not caring about this stuff, but I watch this shit every single time. And chill, I will tell you, as much as I am with you and I respect, the Cavaliers and the talent that they have assembled, their body language sucked all year. It has sucked. Like they have disconnected huddles where players are not even paying attention to each other. They don't got no one putting an arm around a guy who just missed a tough shot. It's just like you're being held together by role players very often. And with great teams, leaders lead. And I'm sorry, I was looking around for a leader during that 20-point blown lead, and I didn't see it. And I was looking for a leader yesterday. I didn't see it.
And that's the thing, though. And that's the thing, Penn. I felt like we had gotten to that point up until getting to the East Finals. Like a lot of the stuff that had been narrative and a lot of the stuff that had been placed on the Cavs, I felt like that had been dispelled. Like these guys are soft. They proved that they wasn't soft against the Detroit Pistons. Can
I just briefly share with you something? When they came back in that game, right? Do you know who a lot of the players on the Knicks roster credited for that? Jose Alvarado.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was the guy in the huddle who just kept getting on us. Like, no, it's not that big. 20 points is not that big. Let's get it to 15. Let's get it to
keep playing.
He was on the starters.
Keep playing.
We're not getting back on defense, right?
Keep playing.
And during that, it's like Landry Shamet came in for Josh Hart, right?
Sure.
And Josh Hart got benched. There was a lot of controversy after that. Oh, Josh Hart a bum. Landry Shamet, why are they going? And then in game 2, Josh Hart comes out. I think he was 0 for 4, 0 for 5. Do you know how easy it is for a team to evaporate when one of your key starters gets benched down the stretch?
You could just lose him. Yeah.
You can lose him.
Yeah.
You could also, and when a player gets lost, they sometimes spiral by themselves. So they're just unplayable. Sometimes they tornado through the entire team. So they become a drama thing. They start releasing shit through their agent. But that shit did not come through It never came through. Josh Hart was like, next play. I'm telling you, like, over and over again, this Knicks team has astounded me with their leadership. And I think right now, I just want to give a really big shout out to Jalen Brunson, because that dude is one of the best leaders in professional basketball I've seen in my life. Okay? Like, I'm talking cross eras. And look, chill, I used to be a Knicks fan. One of my biggest basketball memories, 1999 finals. I loved the Knicks. But I came to Toronto and they beat that shit out of me.
That's why I want to make sure, Ron. That's why, Ron.
You think Canadians are nice? They are not nice. They made fun of how I said Floppy for 10 years. And then Isaiah Thomas came in and ruined the Knicks, and then it was kind of a joke to be a Knicks fan. And I'm not a bandwagoner.
It wasn't It was a joke.
It was absolutely a joke. It was hard. And of course, it didn't.
You can stick around through the hard times. Stay over there.
You weren't even there, Goofy.
Hey, I'm here now.
You were rooting for a team that doesn't even exist anymore.
I'm here now.
Before we curse out Ron, right? I think Penn and Chill touched on something super important, and we keep kind of like glossing over it, and we're not giving it the love it deserves. Mike Brown has absolutely been phenomenal this whole year, but this particular, the last 3 series,
and his ass off.
He's been awesome, and just not just structuring the offense, but on defense, avoiding Jalen Brunson getting picked on. That's not a mistake, right? James Harden and D. Mitch are the exact type of guards that you want. If it's not James Harden, D. Mitch, it's not going to be anybody, right? Like, those are the exact type of guards that you want picking on Jalen Brunson. But Mike Brown is structuring the defense to where you can't do that, right? He's not letting you ISO Jalen Brunson on the left side of the court and clearing out everybody. He's not letting it happen. They're going to go trap that nigga, right, on that left side. If the screen is coming, they're talking on the screen. Jalen Brunson is jumping the screen, allowing the screeners man to get over that and get right back to defense. Like, they are not letting Jalen Brunson get picked on at all. And for a team last year, where I was here last year, we was all talking about, damn, should they even play Jalen Brunson and Cat together? Should they bench JB and play Cat? I was here when we was having those conversations, right? So for that to be a complete turnaround, and for that 5, their starting 5 to be their best defensive or second best defensive lineup is crazy, right? And that's all you have to give it to Mike Brown there. Like, the structure starts from the top. We talk about leadership, we talk about how they're playing. It starts from Mike Brown. So
I'll say that. I'll say that too, because going into this season, I did not expect Mike Brown to be able to pick it up as well as he did with the expectation that he had. Like, literally, swear to God, going into the season, I distinctively remember saying that I would pick Kenny Atkinson's coaching over Mike Brown's. And then throughout the course of the season, it felt at times virtually neck and neck because the Cavs and the Knicks were right underneath each other all year. But by the time we got to the playoffs and I'm watching the way he's making adjustments after going down 2-1 to the Atlanta Hawks, and like Jay said, watching the way that he's not allowing Jalen Brunson's defensive deficiencies to even remotely be a problem for them, like, that deserves a hell of a lot of respect. The biggest thing, my takeaway from Mike Brown this year, is the fact that I saw him do it in Sacramento, where he's given the reins to basically change up the entire culture to his fitting, what he sees as the best option. They were a top offense in basketball. That was something Sacramento Ox. That was something. When was the last time the Kings were a top offense? What was it? 2002? Like, come on now. Like, shit. That was exhilarating for you to have a coach come in there and just say, "Hey, let's breathe here. You got Sabonis. You got Kevin Huerter. You got Keegan Murray. You got De'Aaron Fox." He was unlocking everything for y'all in just a shooting way. Then he ends up in New York, and he has the issue of Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns getting picked apart from other opposing offenses. That's not even a question anymore. Like Jay said, that's their second best defensive unit. The only issue with having Mitchell Robinson in there is potential hack-a-Mitch situations or him ending up in just tough spots or just getting picked on himself. But when he's on, they're electric. He's offensive rebounding like crazy. Cat, same way. Now he's unlocked Cat from a playmaking perspective in a way that just completely changed the whole dynamic of the series. Jalen Brunson, he's, like I said, he's probably told Jalen Brunson, look, if they're sending traps at you, you can pass that thing too and go get you 13 assists easily. Mikal Bridges, hey, if the three-point shot ain't falling, go get you some boards. Go get you some stops defensively. The one thing that pissed me off with the way that the media was treating Mikal Bridges at the start of this postseason was, especially Stephen A. But like, he was saying stuff like, oh, the draft picks. And my thing is, last year when they beat the Celtics, who was the reason for the 2 wins that they had in the first place? Mikal Bridges' defensive stop, Mikal Bridges' late game shot, mid-range at the top of the elbow. Those were two key reasons why they beat the Celtics, a team that they were not favored to beat going into the series. And it was up to the guy that they spent all that draft compensation on and trade picks and all that stuff. That was the guy that ended up being the difference maker for him. So I said, we can't really judge him until we get to the end of the season. If they get bounced out in the first round, sure. But if they're going on deep playoff runs, it's only a matter of time before Mikal Bridges starts to find his rhythm. And a player like Mikal, what's good about him is that he doesn't overstep. 15 for him is enough, and it's like it's a impactful 15. It's like spaced out when you really need it.
And he doesn't do it in an extra way. Like he does it in a way that he knows how to. Like you don't see the tween or a lot of extracurricular nonsense with him. He's looking to get to the elbow. He's looking to get to the corner, right? He's looking to crack the long ball in transition because that's my game. That's the way that's the way that I play. But to be honest with you, I'm watching a unit as the playoffs go on, just getting more and more connected. And when you see a unit that's more and more connected, it's just trouble for everybody else because you see fewer mistakes. And when you see fewer mistakes, that means that there's more plus than it is minus. I've said to you guys countless times that if Cat isn't going to do anything, Cat going to get on that glass. Cat's going to be an offensive rebounder. Cat's going to stop plays as a defensive rebounder. Cat's going to get in transition. He's going to crack the long ball. And what Mike Brown has done, to your point, Ron, what Mike Brown has done as a coach in terms of digging into his bench, like we saw Tibbs last year. Tibbs would go to those guys, but let's be clear about one thing, Jay. You got a couple of minutes. Show me something, or you done. That's it. Mike Brown would actually stick with those guys. Meanwhile, he got Jordan Clarkson over there chilling. This is the two-time best rotation player in the league over there just chilling. Like, whenever you're ready, coach, throw me in. I got you covered. And he comes in, he gives you 10, 12 quick points. He'll come off screens, knock down open shots. In addition to coming off screens and knocking down open shots, he'll actually give me a defensive possession, which I think is really valuable for him. Then I got energy guys like Jose Alvarado who come in and change the tone of the game when we're slowed down. I think that's coaching. I think this Knicks team is really connected. And Ron, I've said this to you before. You and me have gone back and forth with this. I'm not listening to that Eastern Conference nonsense no more, man. These dudes is for real, and they can win the NBA championship. They 100% can do it.
And chill. We'll get to that. We'll get back to that. Kind of just go through their route, what this 11 games look like, what they've looked like in each series. I do want to talk about that. I think that's an important conversation. Also, we still do need to talk about Jalen Brunson and give him his flowers. That's the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Larry Bird Award went to him. I do want to talk about Jalen Brunson. But before we go anywhere, we got to talk about what the hell's going on in New York right now. Not on the court, in the streets, baby. The Knicks fans took over. Hey, Jay, was you outside last night?
Yeah, I work over there, so I was outside. I was watching.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me and Mars ain't see you, but maybe we was, just missed each other.
Because you wasn't there. That's why. Because you wasn't there. That's why you ain't see him.
But as y'all can see, they in the streets right now. You can see the brooms up here. You see Trae Young's number one hater. Trae Young still. That's crazy that his name is still in the mix.
Hey, Ron, what are we doing? Like, we broke up how long ago, and you still got my name? You still talk about me? What are we doing?
Y'all see people all over the place in New York.
Nigga, Batman himself could not save the city.
Listen, hey, y'all don't understand how high that really is. Like, you can't just jump up there. You're not jumping. That's just high.
Jesus, bro.
It was absolute scenes in the streets. Y'all see, we still got more pictures. New York is upside down right now. And what's crazy is the finals haven't even started yet. Hey, what this could look like in 4 more days. What it could look, or 4 more wins. What it could look like.
Bro, they gonna need the Avengers. They gonna need the fucking. They gonna need. They're gonna need the National Guard. They're gonna need, and that's not the craziest part about all that is. That's still not going to be enough. Like, it's not going to be enough. Nothing will be enough if these motherfuckers win the championship, bro.
You got to call the National Guard in New York City because they're going to burn that city to the ground.
They literally just going to have to tell everybody to stay indoors unless you're coming outside to celebrate. And if you're not, they still might be on your ass. Like, this shit is crazy.
No, it's going to be crazy. My insurance premium is about to go up because they kicking doors in, store windows, flipping cars over. It's going to be crazy in New York City. And to be honest with you, as much as I don't want to see it,
You want to see?
I think it's great. The reason why I pinned is because I think it's great for the NBA. Like Adam Silver is loving this. Like he needs the Knicks in the NBA championship. This is so great for the NBA. I've said this countless times. The NBA is at its best when the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Lakers are good. When those three teams are awesome, that's when the NBA is at its best. Why? Because so many different teams go after them to want to beat them. And I think it's just great for ratings. Absolutely. And this Knicks team, I mean, the city of New York, I'm going to hear all the nonsense about them being, they're the mecca of basketball, but I don't want to take away from how awesome this Knicks team. This is reminding me of. It got a 94 vibe to it, but better. I remember in 94 when they had beaten the Pacers. Even they were down in that series, by the way, and they came back and beat the Pacers in that series. And with them beating the Pacers, they get into the NBA championship. It's going to be Olajuwon and Ewing for the title. And there was some of us who thought that the Knicks could do it. There were some people who thought that the Rockets could do it. And it was just an epic battle. Unfortunately, that the Knicks couldn't pull it out. They ended up going up 3-2. The Rockets and the Knicks were basically a mirror of each other, two gritty teams. The difference in that series was Olajuwon. He ended up outplaying Ewing. That was the difference in the series, him and Vernon Maxwell. So I feel like with this Knicks team, I feel like they're the collection of them, because I think they're deeper than what that 94 team was. I think they're deeper, and I do think that they have more talent. And I'm actually more confident in them winning the NBA championship than I am that 94 team. Considering San Antonio and Oklahoma City are over in the Western Conference, I am more confident in them winning the NBA championship this year than I was that 94 team.
All right, y'all. Right when we get back, I do want to ask you guys how confident you guys are in the Knicks either playing the Spurs or the Thunder. And I also want to ask you guys which finals would you rather prefer? Knicks versus Spurs or Knicks versus Thunder? But before we do anything, we got to make a splash into our bank account. And it's no better way to do that than playing quick picks on Splash Sports because, well, if you're looking to make a splash, you probably want to go to the place where you can make the biggest splash, right? And on Splash Sports is where they have the highest multipliers in all of DFS, which means you can make the most money on Splash Sports, which means if you go and play anywhere else, you're essentially just leaving money on the table. And I think you're a little smarter than that, right? But also on top of that, when you play quick picks on Splash Sports and use code CHOICE, I repeat, use code CHOICE, you will get a 100% deposit match up to $50. And when you use code CHOICE, you'll get a 100% quick picks boost. That's the highest multipliers in all of DFS. That's a 100% deposit match and 100% quick picks boost when you use code CHOICE. You have an opportunity to make a killing on Splash Sports when you use code CHOICE. It's no better chance or no better opportunity anywhere else than using code CHOICE, playing quick picks on Splash Sports. We're going to show you guys what we got rocking tonight. Right now on Splash Sports, we got a game tonight. We got a game 5. We got some superstars. We got some big time teams. It is the Western Conference Finals. What are we rocking with, Big Ox? Cue us up.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start with SGA. Leicester.
You're going less points?
Absolutely. 29.5.
Okay. Can you click on Lou Dort? Actually, no, I'm not gonna waste my time with Lou Dort. Scroll down. Well, Alex Caruso. He gonna have to hoop tonight.
Facts.
Do we know J-Dub and AJ Mitchell's available?
No AJ Mitchell
is out.
No AJ Mitchell and no J-Dub? Yeah, give me Caruso.
No AJ Mitchell, no J-Dub tonight.
Yeah, I'm taking a way more. Hey, that could have been 18.5. I might have took it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's free money right there. That 8.5 for him.
I wouldn't be so sure.
All right, well, what are you sure about?
Victor Wembanyama. I'm sure about him. He coming to play.
27.
What you want to do?
That's 40.
Give me the more in points, man.
40 and 14. Ron, can I take a look at Dylan Harper's line? Let's see here. What is Dylan Harper's line? 9.5. 9.5 points. What's that PRA look like? So the points and the rebounds, 12.5. I'll take the more on that. I think he can give me more than 12.5. Yes. I'll take the more on that. Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. That's how we rocking on Splash Sports today. If you like our picks, then take our picks and make money with our picks. If not, make better picks and make more money. Ultimately, use code CHOICE on Splash Sports and redeem all possible outcomes that you can get in terms of getting the most money you could possibly get. We'll see you guys in the winner's circle. It has been fun, as always, on Splash Sports. All right, fellas, I asked you guys a question. Which finals would you rather see? Knicks Spurs, Knicks Thunder?
Well, you got the league MVP. You got the reigning league, two-time league MVP in commercials. The defending NBA champs are going up against the New York Knicks, Broadway. Yeah, I think that's definitely better for the NBA. I'd rather see San Antonio because I want to see, because I think the Knicks could beat Oklahoma City, but I think that they could beat San Antonio. I feel more confident against San Antonio.
Better for the NBA, chill.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Wemby in the finals is way better for the NBA.
I agree. League MVP and a defending NBA champion?
Yep.
No way.
I mean, here's the only way I agree, Penn, because I'm kind of with you. The only reason I see that is from the standpoint of, think about the turn of the 2020s. Only the biggest theme has been parity. So for as many great matchups as we've had since the turn of the 2020s, we've had some bad ones, right? The Nuggets and the Heat in 2023. But then we turned that around and the Celtics and the Mavericks looked promising. Shit was shit. Then you had the Boston and Golden State series. That one was great because that was just Steph. That was Steph's most emotional win, right? Yep. 2021, underrated final series, in my opinion. Phoenix versus Milwaukee. Very underrated one, right? Then even 2020 to some extent is definitely underrated because they call it the bubble ring. But still, that was good for what we needed at that time. Now we have an opportunity to see the Knicks making the finals for the first time since 99, and then the 22-year-old sensation that literally has been training with monks, Tim Duncan, Greg Popovich, and probably like the people that train Batman too. But just all like Wemby is their next, golden boy, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. The stuff he's been doing in the postseason has been great. For him to go into his first conference finals appearance at 22 and set the tempo with 40 and 20 is crazy. But imagine what he's going to be doing in Madison Square Garden in the NBA Finals. Like, that just would be insane. Same thing with Brunson. The argument of, you can't win with someone his size, or what this could do for Karl Anthony Towns' career. Like, this is big for both of those teams, but for parity's sake, it would be great. Like, it would be, you don't know who's going to win. You never know, right? But from the standpoint of business, maybe Adam Silver might prefer the Thunder being back in it. I don't know. But for the fan perspective, I think everybody wants New York and San Antonio.
OKC San Antonio game 2. I think somebody said it was like the most watched game in NBA playoff history. That's not because of Shea.
Right.
So yeah, like,
he's right.
You want to keep.
It got a little bit to do with Shea. I mean, Shea was playing in the game.
Yeah, people are watching him at this point.
Well, I mean, people are going to continue to hate watch.
It 100% has to do with Shea, because game 2 against Minnesota wasn't the most watched game in NBA history. When they played in the first round, that wasn't the most watched. There's a difference between playing against let's say, I don't know, who did San Antonio play in the first round? There's a difference between playing against Drew Holiday and playing against the league MVP in back-to-back seasons to go to the NBA championship.
Okay.
Those two things are not the same, man.
Okay,
no.
so we doing.
Penn, I do think Wemby's a bigger draw,
and we don't see it.
No, Penn, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like I think Wemby's a bigger draw than Shea, but you said it was not because of Shea that was the most watched game, and it actually has to do with both of them. It's
let me ask this question.
Also too, it's the two best players in the league right now.
Let me ask this question too. You're right, Ron, you're right. Chill, you're right. Penn, you're right. But I want to throw this little thing in there. Could it have also had something to do with the Chet and Wemby rivalry more so than SGA? Could that have also had a part to do with it?
That was some of it. That's a
part
of it too.
Not saying all, but it was definitely some. If you look at going into that series, right? I don't know about y'all, but on social media, all I was seeing was clips from Chet and Wemby's AAU championship game, and them saying this is personal for Wemby and all this stuff.
I just
and
seen
then everybody's expecting game one after Wemby puts 40 and 24 on his fucking noggin. Everybody's expecting, Chet had what, like 10 points in that game? Like they're expecting, okay, let's see what he does in game two. Now, Wemby, I think, is the biggest draw from that. But at the end of the day, like that was also a story in there. It's more so that was more of a storyline head to head than, like Chill said, the little reigning MVP NBA champion Shai Gilgeous-Alexander versus Wemby, the 22-year-old phenom. But food for thought.
Social media algorithms can be very dangerous. My social media algorithm feeds me a lot of Scotty Barnes and Carter Bryant propaganda because they know that those are the players I follow a lot. That doesn't mean that Carter Bryant is suddenly the center of the NBA universe because he's all over my timeline. Just, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I think maybe, I think Wemby is such a draw that he brings in non-basketball people into watching basketball, which is exactly what the league wants. You know, they want a lot of people to become like fans of the sport, right? Like me with baseball half a year ago with the Blue Jays. So I think with Victor Wembanyama also happening to be in the NBA Finals at New York in the Garden, in the biggest market in the NBA, with everything on the line, this is like going to be the most watched finals since Michael Jordan in '98.
I'm with that.
The reason why he said that too, Jay, is because Penn doesn't know anything about baseball. But the Toronto Blue Jays are now in the World Series, and now Penn's turning on the TV. Like, wait a minute, what's going on with
there?
These
You
guys?
go. All I know about baseball is I got cut from the team, and I'm.
Who are these guys? What's going on? I think that we forget. I don't mean you guys specifically, but I mean the NBA is entertainment. We are selling a product here, right? So in addition to us selling a product, we're selling good basketball. So
we are selling a product to idiots.
Okay.
You know what the idiots know? 7'5" good. They know that.
Right. But you know what? But you know what we're also selling? We're selling hate too, Penn. And what I mean when I say
bad.
Because even though you do have a good guy over here in Wemby, right? You got the future of the league, you got this unorthodox, we haven't seen anything like this ever. We also got this foul baiting at the free throw line, flopping, fraud league MVP. Everybody hates him. He's not as good. We want to see him lose. Let's turn the TV on and let's see him lose.
Take it a step further too, Chill. Hold on right quick. Take it a step further because it's not just SGA. Lou Dort, people don't like him. People are starting not to like the fact that they push people, they foul people, they hack. So it's SGA, and then you got the band around them too. Like OKC, believe it or not, they have become the most hated team in the NBA.
That's what it's going to be though. Like the thing with NBA fans, they do that when it comes to a team that like they watched kind of grow into something that became a little bit too overpowered. I mean, I watched it happen with the Warriors, but that was also because Kevin Durant went there. So you kind of get a little bit of a break there. But after a while, dominance becomes boring. With also another crazy thing that I've noticed, and I guess I'm going to probably see it a little bit more next year. Nikola Jokic started getting a little bit more hate this year than I've ever seen before. And I was damn, like what? I was like, hold on now, wait a second. We got,
if I was driving the bus of that fan club, that would never happen. That would have never happened. But someone gotta take us off the cliff and start putting Jokic in back conversations and stretching it all crazy and getting everyone hating.
There's so many storylines when it comes to the New York Knicks now being in the NBA championship. The allure of who the New York Knicks are. The fact that they're veteran, the fact that their alumni players are sitting courtside at the games, right? The fact that the Knicks haven't been in the NBA championship in over 25 years. The fact that they haven't won the NBA championship since the year that I was born, right? The fact that Clyde Frazier, who was on that championship that they won, is still around. And he's on the sideline. He's doing play-by-play. He's just too, unfortunately, I don't know if you know this, Jay, but he doesn't travel with them as much as he used to because he's a little old. So he doesn't do it as much. They got the chick that works for First Take, Monica McNutt. She does it a lot. But there's so many different storylines. Cat is from right on the other side of the water. So the fact that we got another homegrown guy that's playing for the Knicks. So there's a bunch of different storylines when it comes to the Knicks, which is why Adam Silver is so loving the fact that the Knicks are in the NBA championship. Now you stir that and you put that in the pot with, to your point, Ron, a band of floppers, a bunch of WWE guys, and the NBA champion. Like, we got a good mix here. We absolutely have a good mix.
Yeah. Yo, Jay and Ox, want you guys to answer. Which finals would you rather see? Thunder, Knicks, Spurs, Knicks.
See, unlike everybody else, I don't give a fuck what's good for the NBA. I care about what I want to see. I don't give a shit if the NBA makes money or not. Yeah, I don't care. I really want to see OKC versus the Knicks. I think the Knicks are fine either way. You know, when in playoff basketball, specifically in the finals, right? It's really about winning stretches of possessions, right? For these 20 possessions, I have this lineup out here. How many times can I make that lineup miss, right? If you have 20 possessions, can I make you miss 11 times? And then can I capitalize on those 11 misses? And I think that the Knicks will be able to take advantage of OKC's lineups more than they'll be able to do for the Spurs. But either way, I think the Knicks will be fine. But I just love the arc of beating the champs from last year, the MVP from this year. Like that to me is nothing better, right? If I could beat the MVP this year and defending champs, like what are you gonna say, right? What can you say to me? So I want to see the Knicks in the finals.
So let me ask you this, Jay.
Okay,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Ox.
No.
I'll answer the question real quick. So, I mean, I'm with Jay on the fact, like, I've never cashed the NBA check, so you know what I'm saying. Whatever, however much money they make, don't mean shit to me. I think the Knicks are gonna win the championship regardless, but I would like to see the Spurs though. I think that'd be more. So you want to bet against the Knicks now, right? Man, take that.
Finish making your take. Finish making your take.
Take your son jersey off, man.
And Ox, by the way, like Ox, by the way, he got his hand out. You know he owed me $100, right?
I thought so.
You do know that, right? That he owed me $100, and I still haven't seen it from this dude right here.
Shit, he probably owe you more than that. You better check your books. But no,
when you pay Drench, I pay you.
I paid him last night, so stop the bullshit.
See?
Stop the bullshit.
I want to see Wemby in the Garden though. You know, I want to see Wemby in the Garden. I think the Spurs series would be more exciting. That's what I'm about. I don't care about the NBA's money, but I do care about good basketball games, exciting basketball games. I want to watch some good games. And that's no knock to OKC because, I mean, obviously they're probably, I don't know how most people probably think they're the best team left, you know what I mean? So that's no knock to them. I just want to see I want to see some exciting games. I want to see Wemby pull up from 35 feet in the Garden. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that. I think that'll be an exciting game. I think it'll be high energy. I think hopefully Foxy ankle will be better. Him, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, they'll keep the pace up. You know what I mean? I want to see that. You know, I want to see OG catch a body. I'm talking about Wemby. You know what I mean? I want to see all that. Like I think it's gonna be a great game.
Well, good thing is always next year.
OG be banging shit. Like
he did yesterday. He did yesterday. He caught a body yesterday. He did. But I got a question for the panel.
I think it'd be a good one.
Considering what the Knicks have just done, am I ridiculous to think that the Knicks could smoke these dudes?
Yes.
Yeah. Knicks in 5, chill.
Am I ridiculous?
Knicks in 5.
Whoever they see coming into the NBA championship, am I ridiculous to think that and the reason why I'm saying that, because Penn, you brought up about what the Lakers had done in 2001, right? And when they saw Philly in that game 1 on a Tuesday. Philly had just got out of the East Finals that Sunday. Philly, after they beat them, and it took a gargantuan effort from Allen Iverson. They didn't win another game for the series. Once the Lakers got back, once the Lakers got back together. The fact that the Knicks have been rolling the way that they've been rolling, and they've just been steamrolling everybody. Am I ridiculous to think that whoever they run up on,
don't set yourself up, Joe.
Whoever they run up, am I ridiculous to think that? I ain't saying that I'm going with it, but am I ridiculous to think that whoever they run up on, the way that they've been playing, they could smoke?
Chill, it's clear. It's clear to me. Like when I see it, it's clear to me that the Knicks are the best team left. Like it's obvious to me. As far as just,
the day.
as far as just the team roster construction.
Ron, you're gonna run out of fucking money, Ron. Oh my god,
it's clear to me, chill. Like so yeah, Wemby or SGA, I heard y'all say are the best two players left. Could be. Sure, I won't fight y'all on that. I don't got time to.
I just don't want. Like I said, if it could be,
the Knicks are the best team though. I personally think they're the best team, and I think that they probably beat both of these teams in 6.
I just do not want there to be a shell shock moment. If, like, let's say the Thunder make it out of this series, I don't want there to be a switch up on this show where then we start saying, well, damn it, they're getting every call, or damn it, Shea is this. Like, come on now. Let's be real. The Thunder, somebody just said it in the comments. The Thunder were 8-0 before they ran up on the Spurs. The Thunder have been a team that all year long has dealt with their fair share of injuries, but somehow, some way stayed afloat in that mighty Western Conference. Now, as good as the Knicks are, and they are really good, if we want to say they're the best team right now, I'm with that. That's 11 straight games of absolute dominance. Don't get me wrong. But if they ran up on Oklahoma City, the experienced team, right? This is a new team in the finals. Brunson, it's a new experience. Cat, it's a new experience. Macau, not a new experience, right? OG, new experience, right? Mike Brown, not a new experience. He just hadn't been there since 07. Well, technically when he was with the Warriors, but whatever. I just
OG been around. He might not have been able to
exactly play. OG same way. So all I'm saying is, and this is all indicative on if it's the Thunder, but if it's the Spurs, I'm with you on that because that's a whole different, like the way the Knicks have been playing, the Spurs making it in there. That's a lot of fresh new faces. A 22-year-old Wemby, high expectations. I could totally see him not having a great first finals run like a Jason Tatum or something. Jalen Brunson and the way the Knicks have been playing. They don't need a team that can come in and just halt all of that with their defense or just their half-court offense or whatever. The Thunder would be that team, in my opinion. But I don't want to jump the gun too early. The Knicks deserve all the praise in the world on this day, but don't give them too much praise for not winning the whole thing yet. I know Jalen Brunson is looking at this from a standpoint of we still got 4 more wins that really matter. They're not looking at it from like they're probably going to be taking this time to rest, and they should be taking this as seriously as they did game 4, the way they came out, game 3, the way they came against Cleveland. Mike, I saw the coaches meeting. It was literally telling them to come out hitting the first and the third. Just keep hitting, don't let up. And that's
my counter to that, my counter to that would be when you get.
How'd you hear what he said?
He was talking about
I couldn't hear the last bit of what he said, so I have no idea.
Don't crown the Knicks.
Got you.
My counter to that is if we had, to his point, right? If we had the Oklahoma City Thunder, let's just say the Oklahoma City Thunder steamrolled through the West Finals, and they didn't lose a game in the semifinals. They didn't lose a game in the Western Conference Championship. Not only did they not lose a game, they beat the San Antonio Spurs in game 4 by 40. We would have. Now, I'm not going to speak for everybody. I would say whoever they see, they're going to smoke them. So when we get this late in the season and you're dominating teams the way that the New York Knicks are dominating the competition that's in front of them, and I'm not talking about the fact that, well, the Eastern Conference is weak. No, I'm not doing that at all. They're dominating the competition that's in front of them. Great transition team, great defensive rebounding team, all the things that's necessary in order to win in convincing fashion. Why is it ridiculous for me to think that can't continue moving into the NBA Finals, barring any injuries?
Because just because you sweep through the local gym doesn't mean you beat an Ali in his prime.
But the Cavs are not the local gym.
Like, please,
the 76ers are not Atlanta is not the local gym. Like we
hold up.
You hold up, Penn, because that Atlanta team,
hold up.
That Atlanta team won 18 of their last 22 games going into the playoffs.
Chill.
And on top of that, they had the Knicks down 2-1. The Knicks proceeded to kick a mud hole in these dudes' ass. They end up switching up their style. They ended up switching up the game plan and being more of a transition team, made the Atlanta Hawks more of a half-court team, made the Atlanta Hawks on their heels and made them play defense.
We're talking about the Atlanta Hawks?
Right, the same Atlanta Hawks team that won 18 of their last 22 going into the playoffs. They were rolling.
but hold on though, because this is the same thing I tried to tell you about OKC. But Ox, you didn't watch enough of the games against the Suns. They were actually a worthy opponent. You can't talk, Ox. You didn't watch the series. The Suns suck.
By the way,
okay. The Lakers, no Luka Doncic. Yeah, they beat Houston because Houston sucks.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So what? No. Don't okay, Pin. What's the difference?
There's a huge difference. The Knicks have not.
Actually, the difference is the Knicks had a tougher road than the Thunder did.
You think the Hawks are better than? You think the Hawks are better than the Rockets?
The Hawks are better than the Sun.
They definitely better than Phoenix.
Oh my goodness. No, they're not.
Holy shit! Why are they not better than Phoenix?
The Hawks suck. I don't think the Hawks are good.
Just by luck, they won the 18 they last.
Fellas, I gotta grab the wheels before we do a Hawks and Suns. The only reason why I chills because we gotta get to these super chats. But Pin, we gotta get to these super chats. Salute to everybody that's in here. Like the video, subscribe, and become a member. You guys have sent your hard-earned money to make some good comments, I assume. So let's see what you guys got to say. The first super chat that I got is from Edo05. Said, D-Mitch almost as stinky as Ron's jersey? But of course, James Harden gonna get the blame. He a clear playoff dropper. We know this. But the only Cavs who showed up are Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Also, I hate Knicks fans. You're not good, Jay. OKC or San Antonio in 5.
OKC or San Antonio.
Okay, so here's the thing. The OKC and San Antonio in 5 piggybacks exactly what we're talking about. I'll say this. The Knicks have not beat a single team that they were not favored to beat.
Okay.
Is that
that doesn't mean teams?
But that doesn't. But even with that being said, Jay, just because I'm favored to beat somebody, that doesn't mean that team wasn't good.
Okay, so I think with this, the Boston Celtics were favored to come out of the East for a reason, right? Now, I didn't necessarily agree with the reason, but I understood it at the time. The Knicks were the second. So once the Boston Celtics were knocked out, that was the favorite. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, are you crazy to think the Knicks could win an NBA Finals? No, you're not crazy because this team has shown that they belong on that stage and they're amazing and they're very cohesive. Are you crazy to think that they would mop the floor with San Antonio or OKC? Yes, you are absolutely crazy because San Antonio and OKC are classes above anyone the Knicks have faced so far. So how can you even hypothesize that what you're doing against one team is going to happen to the other? You're not beating transition points down the stretch. You're not beating OKC this way. You're not going to beat OKC. First of all, I want to say this: the Cavs beat themselves. I'm going to tell you that right now. The Cavs beat themselves yesterday.
No.
Beat themselves in game 1. They beat themselves. They beat themselves.
The Knicks beat them. The Knicks beat them. Right?
No, the Knicks were there. They witnessed the Cavs unraveling. Now, I'm not taking any credit away from the New York Knicks. I think we have a bad habit.
Quite literally taking credit away from.
No, I am not, Jay. They beat who they beat, and they deserve to win every single series. I'm gonna say this. Sometimes a team crumbles because they know they can't beat you. Maybe the Cavs.
And why do you think that happens, Ben? That doesn't just happen because we don't just think we can beat you.
The Knicks
beat us
are an amazing basketball team, but there's
right.
levels to this shit. And you are not telling me that you have watched this basketball team all season and think they're going to walk in and smoke the San Antonio Spurs or the OKC Thunder.
I'm watching them right now, though.
Right, but that's the difference, though, Penn. Like you just said, I've watched them all season. This team in January of 20, this team in January is not the same team in March. This team in March is not the same team that we saw over the course of these playoffs. This is a completely different unit. So the offense is different. In addition to the offense being different, there's a cohesion and there's a trust level that you literally just talked about with us in terms of leadership that's different with this group, which would explain why they are so connected and smoking teams the way that they do.
And don't be disingenuous, Penn. You know timing matters a lot down the stretch in the postseason. And you know that. So the fact that they're this hot right now going into the finals with the rest advantage is awesome, right? That's a perfect setup to storm through the finals. Absolutely.
The fact that OG Anunoby is able to OG Anunoby with that hamstring issue, the fact that I get another week and a half off to just rest and be fresh by the time the finals start. Absolutely.
OG was rusty as hell in game 1. Once again, that 22-point deficit did not earn itself. Like the Knicks earned that 22-point deficit.
Absolutely.
They played awfully, right? And then the Cavaliers, I'm gonna be honest, self-imploded.
No.
You don't think they self-imploded?
The Knicks were able to make adjustment. No, the Knicks adjusted. They took Josh Hart out the fucking game. Right.
Landry Shamet is not a 22-point swing, bro.
No, he's not.
He's a really good player. Lovely. Amazing. He's a role player.
They're not able to rotate off him the same way they are Josh Hart, or he'll make you pay.
If you were down against San Antonio and you put Landry Shamet into the game, you'd be down 23 in 2 minutes. What are you talking about?
Jay, we literally saw saw Mike Brown stand in that half court.
Two things can't be true. The Knicks deserve to be in the finals. They were the best team in the Eastern Conference. They're amazing.
On the floor.
Jalen Brunson is awesome.
He knocked down 2 big threes, so it absolutely had to do with Landry Shamet, though.
Okay, he knocked down 2 threes after the Avalanche had already started.
It adds to the comeback, though, too.
Yeah,
right?
it does. I'm not going to argue that point. It does. But we can't get to that. But we can't. Okay, so the 1 3 that he made, that was the 3, I think, to tie the game up, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We still got to cover the other 18 that we were down. Don't leave that part out. And we do have Mike Brown at the hash mark, literally telling everybody, get out the way. That has nothing to do with Landry Shamet.
It encompasses the adjustments that Mike Brown has made the whole playoffs, and that's
what adjustment did he make? Go after James Harden. That was it.
And he took
that's an adjustment.
And he took those are 2 key adjustments right there.
That is an adjustment.
You can't rotate off this shooter, right? So Jalen Brunson has more space to play in. Go out there, Jalen Brunson, and go play in that space.
Yeah.
Those are 2 key adjustments. Why are we talking about that? Yeah. Like, that's insignificant. That's super significant.
Plus, I think Landry Shamet is better than Jordan McLaughlin.
Oh, I think he is too. I'm not going to argue that point. I think that he gives you way more. I think he gives you way more from an offensive standpoint, just as a bucket getter, than Jordan McLaughlin. Even if he's a ball handler, no. I'll take Landry. I'll take Shamet over him every day.
And if you think that JB's not going to give De'Aaron Fox on a bad will belt, hey, happy birthday, Mars. If you think he's not going to give him
happy birthday,
belt,
Mars. Happy birthday, Mars.
Bad wheel, come on now. Let's be serious.
He just came in here to get love and leave, I guess.
Or farming as usual.
Or farming like a mo. Yep.
Yeah. Y'all ready to sing Mars happy birthday?
Are we out?
Scumbag.
You ready?
Are we got to do it in British accents?
All right, so I'm going to get back to these super chats. Oh, Mars, you really want us to sing you happy birthday?
No, I'm not singing happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mars.
Y'all ready?
Happy birthday,
Come on, let's go.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
ZZ, you off key. Come on.
Happy birthday, dear British Mars.
British Mars.
Happy birthday
to you.
And many more. Oh, my bad. And many more. On Channel 4, and a big fat
Mars.
lady on Channel 80.
We got to do our Michael Beasley and 2011 Bulls 2K rematch. I'll beat your ass again. How about that?
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Damn.
That was unnecessary. But
Was that necessary, Mars? Was that necessary, Mars?
not at all. But it is what it is.
Mars, it is your birthday. We were going to get to super chats, but Mars, is there anything that you want to talk about?
Super chats.
That's what we want to talk about.
Oh, okay. Is there any specific super chat that you want to read?
How about for my birthday we read the 199 super chats?
Yo, that is fire. All right, let's do it. Hey, Teddy Hart, I'm sorry, but Mars is a man of the people, so he is prioritizing $1.99 super chats or $2 super chats over $50 super chats. We'll get to that in a second, though, Teddy. Switchblade sent through $2 and said, Mike Brown is the one that sent the Cavs home. Irony.
And the Cavs are the ones who sent JB Bickerstaff home. That's kind of crazy, right?
Insane work.
Yeah, that's nuts right there. And Mars, I better not find out in like a month or two that your birthday is next week. I better not find out.
He's 100% lying about his birthday, but
I would expect another song. That's what it is.
No, I better not.
I just had to prove a point to Real Talk, so I had to like double down on this being my birthday because he said it wasn't.
Swear to God.
So I had to shout out to people running PC social media team. They hooked me up, putting out the birthday post. Real Talk sent me a little happy birthday message. It's not good enough, but it's close enough. So
Mason sent through a $2 super chat and said Donovan Mitchell needs to come home to NYC.
Don't wish that on me.
For what? Y'all don't need him.
Damn.
Sure don't.
Y'all do not need him.
Oh, y'all don't want him no more?
Y'all want that nigga.
Remember all last summer it was Donovan Mitchell coming home. Donovan Mitchell coming home.
I did not say. Who said that? I did not say that.
That was a prevalent talking point.
100% was a thing.
Go play the tape. I ain't never said no shit like that.
I don't know if you've ever said it, but it was definitely a prevalent thing.
I ain't want that guy.
Well, Donovan Mitchell.
Don't get me wrong. Teams upgrade their rosters. Teams get better, and I think I don't think the Knicks are just gonna. There's someone just stand pat. And Donovan Mitchell, for those of you who don't know, he comes off the books at the next season. Like he's a free agent. So, like the Cavs got a decision to make, but it is a tradable contract, and he does have all the leverage off the strength that he could decide that I'm not coming back to whomever team that he gets traded to. So he does have his pick of the litter. But if I'm the Knicks, why are you adding Donovan Mitchell to your group? Why?
I mean, because he's
and what are you
Donovan
giving
Mitchell.
up? And what are you giving up to get Donovan Mitchell on your group?
Is that helping their offense or diminishing it in some way?
What about the defense? Why are we talking about the offense first?
Very true. Very true. Facts. Big facts.
I wouldn't even think to talk about the offense first. It doesn't even matter if we're giving up 20 points on the other end. If we gain 20 more points.
I don't think Donovan Mitchell is that bad as a defender, but if you
him and JB together,
him and JB together, they're gonna be. Let's just pick your poison.
If you're looking for defense from a guard, I can probably do better than Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, I can do better than that.
No,
Donovan Mitchell, Ron, he's that chick that she's look nice, she's got a nice ass, but I could probably do better than you. I could. Mm-hmm.
All right, Kenneth Parker sent through $2 and said, "Is Jalen Brunson on the Knicks Mount Rushmore?"
Yeah,
he was a good super chat. We would have never read that.
Damn straight. Yeah. He's better than Melo, unfortunately, all time.
Let's calm down.
Unfortunately, I said unfortunately.
Blood pressure already up.
I take no joy in saying this at all. It's just an unfortunate thing. Like
let's calm down. Let's calm down.
I take no joy in saying that. No joy.
Ox, as a basketball player, to your point, I know how you feel about Carmelo Anthony, but in the Knicks lore, he is better than Carmelo Anthony.
Do y'all want production or do y'all just want the nostalgia? Like, come on now.
Winning is a team thing, and Melo had the unfortunate. He was on the bad end of a lot of injured teams like that.
Here's how I look at that. I agree with you, Jay. I agree with you because that's facts. That's facts. But Jalen Brunson, you can make the same argument. This nigga had people saying that they can't win a championship because of the size of this man, like his stature, his height. That's it. Not even his basketball ability. They just can't win with somebody 6 foot flat. That's what they were saying.
That's irrelevant.
He overcame all that.
Once they stacked Mikal Bridges and OG next to him, whoever said that was an idiot, right? After they stacked those two and then added Cat, whoever said that was just flat out fucking wrong.
Right? But on top of that, do we also factor in 3 straight years of being the king of the fourth quarter and I mean showing up when they really needed him to? Like
Melo showed up every fourth quarter. Melo always showed up in the fourth quarter.
But was he the king of the fourth quarter the same way that Jalen Brunson's the king of the fourth quarter?
I would probably have Brunson fourth, probably having fourth on that Mount Rushmore. If I had to, off the top of my head, behind Willis Reed, Walt Frazier, and Patrick Ewing, he could take that last spot.
I can get with that.
He hasn't been there as long, but like he's just better than guys like Allen Houston and whatnot. So like even though they have like longer tenures, I'm gonna go with JB. I'll probably have him on that four.
That's a fact, Miles. I can get with that. I can definitely get with that. Ron, he better than Bernard King. Yes, he is. He is definitely better than Bernard King. Yes. There is no he better than Bernard King. Yes.
And Bernard King weren't there for very long either.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He's better than Bernard King. I think he's better than Ernie Grunfeld, right? Guys like that. Who else that was awesome with the Knicks? Like who did like in the last 10 years, like we're 25, 26. Rewind the clock back to I ain't even talking about Knicks history. Like talking about
Porzingis.
Yeah, we ain't talking about Charles Oakley. We ain't talking about John Starks, right? We ain't talking about we ain't talking about Phil Jackson and all the way back to to that space, right? We talking about that in the last 10 years because Ron has made it clear to us that he's been on the page. So, like in the last 10 years, who has been in the same space with Jalen Brunson in the last 10 years?
In the last 10 years,
this is the last decade.
Nope.
That's like you get Melo's last 2 years in New York, and you get Porzingis' like coming out party. That's all they had.
And you get Derrick Rose.
And you had Kevin Knox's rookie year. Like
Kevin Knox.
So think about that for a second.
You know, Knicks fans used to hype Kevin.
Real
I used to hype Kevin Knox.
They had dark times, man. They had dark times.
Tim Hardaway.
They did have Tim
Trey Burke.
Trey Burke.
Man, Trey. But chill, in the last 10 years, it's not even close. Shout out Frank. You're a league champion now, Frank Ntilikina. Shout out Frank.
So let me
champion point guard.
Yeah.
Give me Charlie Ward.
Go, Jay.
I think JB gets a spot in the Mount Rushmore just because when you put it in context that no one wanted to go to the Knicks and turn it around. Like that just was like nobody was jumping up to sign with the Knicks except for Julius Randle, right? Outside Julius Randle was our biggest signing until Jalen Brunson, right? Like no one was jumping up to turn the Knicks around. JB took on that challenge, came through two Eastern semis, two Eastern Conference Finals appearance.
And by the way, Jay, don't make it sound like he took on that challenge. It wasn't open arms. It wasn't like, yo, hey, Jalen, come on in. It was like, what the fuck? What we doing with this dude?
Yeah.
Do we really need him? We paid him $100 million? Hell no. Meanwhile, the
people were saying that was an overpay. I remember.
The Dallas Mavericks just let him walk out the front door. The consensus was, what the hell? Y'all paid him $100 million? Are y'all crazy? This guy? Only to find out that he's good enough to get us to the NBA championship. He's that good.
But y'all know what's the biggest thing that Jalen Brunson did for the Knicks is not on the court.
Take that pay cut.
That pay cut was literally the biggest thing that he did for this team. And we talk about superstars not sacrificing all the time. This man left, I think it was $136 million on the table. Mm-hmm. So he could get his boys, so he could get Mikal Bridges, so he could get OG Anunoby, so they could, make all these moves, get Cat. And so like the ability for him to take that pay cut so they can build this roster. I think they have one guy that they drafted on this roster, and that's Mitchell Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
He been McBride. McBride too.
Yeah. And so like
Tyler Kolek is on the roster.
Tyler Kolek,
respect Kolek. But I'm saying like him taking that pay cut was one of the most significant teams that in building a championship contender. So like I know that might not get factored into the whole Mount Rushmore talk, but the man literally sacrificed for the franchise.
Like Chill said, he got on the back end though.
He also sacrificed for himself though too, like in terms of his ability to win.
Yeah.
Sacrificed. So like. It comes down to priority. This is not a knock to Brunson, what I'm about to say. But I'm pretty sure we would view Brunson differently as the masses. If he took the max he's worth, solely because then they wouldn't be able to build this roster, which means he more than likely wouldn't be winning at the level he's winning right now. Does that make sense? Like if Brunson was making 60 million, like he is worth, he's worth that money.
Sure.
Now all of a sudden you can't afford OG, you can't afford Mikal, you can't afford Cat, which means now the Knicks have a worse roster, which means Brunson's flaws become more glaring. You can't just put a bunch of elite defensive wings around him and build a roster that way. Mm-hmm. And now Brunson is a worse player. And it's like, it's crazy because he's the exact same player. It's just due to salary cap rules, now you can't build around him the same way because he has more money. So like, if Brunson made the money he was worth, he more than likely wouldn't be winning at the level he's winning.
Of course.
Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. But more than likely because
it's also
as well as you can.
Now, I'm saying Mars is saying he selfishly left money on the table. You're a funny guy.
Well,
I'm saying that the way we evaluate players is consciously or subconsciously so tied to how much money they make.
Sure.
Like, how many times did Paul George get slandered for Philly solely because he's making 50 million? If Paul George was making 10 million, he wouldn't get slandered the same way he does, but he's making 50, which means he has to play to a certain standard.
Sure.
When Steph Curry was making 11 million, and that allows Kevin Durant to sign, we now have the best team ever being formed. Mm-hmm. If Steph Curry was being paid what he was worth in 2017, there's no Kevin Durant on Golden State, which means Kevin Durant now gets viewed more favorably or whatever because he never joined the super team. And Steph Curry is viewed, maybe he has less rings, maybe he's viewed less favorably, maybe he's viewed more favorably because he wins without Kevin Durant in another ring. Like, everything changes solely based on contracts and not based on who these players are. And I think that's Jalen Brunson is like maybe the best example of that in the league right now because his value is so strongly tied to the fact that he's being paid less than he's worth. It's why Wemby's so great right now. Like Wemby's making 12 million because he's on a rookie deal, but he might be the best player in the world. So like the amount of flexibility you have, you can afford to pay De'Aaron Fox 60 million because your best player makes 12. If Wemby was also making 60 million, now De'Aaron Fox making 60 becomes a bigger problem, despite the fact that he's the same player. That's like the
self-preservation logic. I mean, it works, but it works because there is also in it. There is also something in it for me, not just on the basketball court. Like, so this money that I'm leaving on the table, I'm gonna get that money back if this works. So you got to commit. It's not like let's be clear about one thing, Mars. I think you're right in terms of me leaving this money on the table because now we can go get OG Anunoby. We can have Cat. We could trade for Cat and we can move off of Julius Randle. We can do that, but in the end, this is business, and my shelf life as a pro isn't that long, especially as a small guard in the NBA. So with that being said, like, you have to make this favorable for me. So why am I leaving this money on the table again? I'm leaving this money on the table because I'm trusting you to go out and get the necessary players. And in addition to me trusting you to go out and get necessary players, hey, Mars, I got you on the other end. I'm going to make sure that you get this bread that you're leaving on the table. I'm going to make sure that you get this dough back. So the self-preservation logic 100% works, but there's an incentive in it for you too, though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I wasn't using it as a knock on Brunson. I wasn't like, oh, he did this, and it's like I'm mainly just saying the way we view players.
Sure,
I can tied to how much money they make, whether we want to admit it or not.
Which
like Jalen Brunson making less is in turn making us look at him more favorably, not because we know he's making less, but because it allows them to build a roster that hides his flaws in a way that someone else who is just as good as Brunson but is making twice as much couldn't have his flaws hidden the exact same way. And that's the
how many
difference
to your point, Mars. As good as Denny Avdia is, like, how would we be talking about Denny Avdia if he's not making 13 million? He's making
exactly. If Denny was making 40 million, he wouldn't be viewed. Million. Oh, like the fact that he can't go left now becomes a bigger problem. Like a way bigger problem. But he's making 12 million on a depreciating contract. It's like, oh, best contract value in the league. And it also makes it easier to now hide his flaws because you can now bring in a player who can mitigate his flaws because he's only taken up a small portion of the cap. That's what Jalen Brunson has allowed the Knicks to do. How many teams can afford to employ Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Karl Anthony Towns at the money they're making? And you can say none of them are the best player on the team. Like, that's how, that's what Brunson's contract has allowed the Knicks to do. So, shout out to Brunson and the Knicks for building a.
So should we do away with supermaxes and maxes? Or those like,
I don't like the concept of there's a maximum amount you can make. If a team decides they want to offer Wemby 80 million a year, offer Wemby 80 million a year. I don't know why there's maxes. Well, I know why there's a salary cap, but I don't think there should be. Personally,
Jay, there's never a case when you making as an organization, if you make $600 million in a year and you only pay me 20 of that. I mean, that's a fraction of what you really should be paying me. Like the Knicks, I mean, I wonder what the Knicks, I don't know if you know this, Jay, but game 2, floor seats, 199 stacks, not $199. Yes, Ron. Yes, Mars. $199,000 to sit on the floor in Madison Square Garden. Yes, sir. That was going on, Mars.
Ridiculous.
Mars, just so you know, game 3,
I'm looking at everyone sitting there different. I'm looking at everyone who sits in those
game 3. Just so you know, game 3 against whoever comes out of the West in Madison Square Garden to get in the door, $3,700. That's just to get in the door, Mars. That's not to sit upstairs. That's not to sit in row 220 in section 220 and row 12 in seat G. That's just to get in the door. That's it.
Yeah.
So when you tell me that there's only a certain amount of money that you can pay me, no, I ain't trying to hear that. No, I'm not trying to hear that. That's why I have an issue. That's why I don't have an issue with Jalen Brunson, because somebody somewhere said that this extra 80 million that you left on the table, we got you.
Chill. There's also
yes,
it's just no trees in New York.
Yes,
all right, ZZ. Appreciate you for pulling up.
It's good to see you, brother.
Appreciate y'all.
We'll catch you sooner than later.
Hell yeah, definitely. See y'all.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Hey, chill, but like kind of even more so to Mars's point about just being viewed favorably. Like the thing about it is, first off, Jalen Brunson, he took a gamble on himself and he took a gamble on the team and he invested in the Knicks and himself. Jalen Brunson's going to get another contract. And he's I want to assume that he's probably not going to take a pay cut on that next contract as well. So that's one thing. Also, too, when you're winning and when you're winning in New York, a big city, you're going to get, like, to Chill's point, you're going to get paid more endorsement money and all of that good stuff. Hey, when you in the Big Apple, endorsements is going to come flooding in. But also, too, though, like, I do want to make this point. If they don't go get OG, if they don't get Mikal, if they don't make some of these other moves, there's a world where we talk about Jalen Brunson in a nasty way. Let's say he misses the playoffs last year. He's a first round exit this year, just because he doesn't have the help. Let's say
and he's the same player, but
exactly
he doesn't have the help to win.
And they're out there blitzing him. You know, when he's putting up stinkers and all of that stuff, just simply because he doesn't. Once again, I say this all the time: better teammates make you better because they free you up. So if Jalen Brunson's out here, since he's out here getting blitzed, let's say he has a 4 for 16 performance and he just has an underwhelming series. How are we then talking about Jalen Brunson?
Well, without OG Anunoby, Jalen Brunson is Trae Young.
See,
Jalen Brunson makes less than.
So he went from Trae Young to Jalen Brunson.
Just for reference, Jalen Brunson makes less than Desmond Bane, and that's not just this year. That's going forward. Desmond Bane is making more than Jalen Brunson every year until his contract ends. So, there's like about 3 tiers of player between them.
Those 2 dudes are not
like
close.
that's the difference between Orlando and obviously what New York have going on, because Franz is also making more than Jalen Brunson. Paolo is also making more than Jalen Brunson. So the Magic, who lost in round 1, now I think they would have won if Franz doesn't get hurt. But the Magic, who lost in round 1, their 3 best players all make more than Jalen Brunson. Like that's gonna make a difference in roster construction.
And the Knicks in the position that they're in, and the Knicks are in the position that they're in because he took that pay cut, right? So.
That's what I was saying earlier too. Like when Pim was talking about all these egos in New York, I don't see that. Like I don't, especially just like we could start with Jalen Brunson. I don't know exactly because I don't know what everybody makes, but if it seems to me that it's been a while since like this level of stars were like willing to do that. Like Tim Duncan used to do that. You know what I mean? Like to make sure that they would be competitive.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, we talked
I think
about
Dirk
that
did it for Dallas, but that might have been more towards the end.
Right. We talked about that with Anthony Davis once. Y'all kind of like got on me about it because it was like I think he had an option to take this much money or that, and I was like, I mean, it's like why not just take the less so you can have a better team or whatever? And y'all was like, y'all can't tell somebody instead of taking 40 to take 70 or whatever. It was crazy. And I'm just like, yeah, but like $40 million is a shit ton of money. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot
like,
of dough. It's a lot.
Well, James Harden took less than Philly, but you know.
Okay. Well,
So KD took less than the Warriors, no? The clients paid a little less. Yeah,
he took a little bit less.
So Draymond get the $100 million.
In order to make the Heat tools, I know those 3 took a little bit less than the Mets.
Yeah, and Melo didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
and I'm not blaming Melo for that either. Like,
absolutely,
your priorities are your priorities. I'm not going to tell you which one you should value more. Like, pay your bread.
And I feel the same way, Mars. It's like if you decide that you want to take more money instead of being competitive, that's cool. But you just can't complain about it in the end, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it goes both ways. I think it goes both ways. You can't take less money to win, and then if you lose, be upset because you didn't get as much money as this guy. You know what I'm saying? So I think it goes both ways. Yeah. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got to, whatever your priorities are, man, stand on that. And I'm not going to judge you either way.
So Jose Alvarado this season, he on the books for 4.5. OG is on the books for 39.5. Mikal Bridges is on the books for 24.9. Jalen Brunson is on the books for 34.9. Clarkson is on the books for 2.2. Diop, he's on the books for 2.8. Diawara is on the books for $1.2 million. Josh Hart's on the books for 19.4. Huckaporti's on the books for $1.9 million. This kid Dylan Jones 2.7. Kolik's on the books for 2.1. McBride's on the books for 4.3. Mitchell Robinson on the books for 12.9. Shamit's on the books for 2.2. And Karl Anthony Towns is on the books for 54. So if Jalen Brunson doesn't take that dough, if Jalen Brunson takes that dough, all of these in-between guys, you can't get them. If he's on the books for 54, like Karl Anthony Towns is on the books for 54, plus OG Anunoby on the books for 40, and then Mikal Bridges is on the books for almost 25. We can't get Jordan Clarkson. We can't get Shaman. We can't get any of these other guys to supplement what we're doing.
All right, y'all. The next $2 super chat that I'm going to read is from the great one, 2026. Y'all remember the great one in 2022. Y'all remember the great one in 2023. I know you even remember the great one in 2024. But now this is 2026. The great one said, I'll be insufferable if the Cavs come back down 0-4.
What is it now, Mars? Cavs in 11?
Yeah, I was chill. I was only on this train because of him. Not because he forced me on the train, but I didn't want him to be alone because he was the only one who couldn't see this series was one side.
I do not.
So I stood with you, and obviously our train crashed and burned. Now, luckily for me, I was wearing my seatbelt, safety harness, helmet because I knew where this shit was going. You apparently didn't. But I was just there, just trying to support you. I was just your emotional support animal at this point. I was just trying to help you.
I had my feet up in first class wine on this Cavs train. Come to find out, them telling me, yo, this train's gonna crash. You better get off. And I did not do that. In fact, I ordered another glass of wine. Yeah, you wonder why your ass got thrown out the window.
Hey, y'all see Josh Hart speaking of glasses of wine? Y'all seen him pull up to the press conference after the game with a glass of wine?
I did not.
I turned
that game off. I turned that game off when it was like 50-26 or 50 something. This series barely saw any of me. I don't know. This Cavs team, like, I don't know if you guys spoke about it because I only joined when I heard you guys talking about James Harden. The Cavs literally have the worst record possible for a team that made the conference finals. Like, it's literally impossible to have a worse record than the Cavs did in the playoffs while making it to the conference finals. Like 8-10 is as bad as it can be. It literally can't be worse. They have the worst net rating for a team to play at least 18 games in the playoffs ever. Like, this is probably the worst conference finals team we've seen at least in the last 10 years. Like, the fact that they made it here, golf clap. I mean, I had them losing in both the first two rounds, so they exceeded my expectations. But like, they sucked.
I didn't see that press conference, Ron, because we were all in the group chat yesterday, and it was a very long weekend for me. So like, I took that as a chance to get some rest. I mean, like as soon as Jalen Brunson got that wide open layup, he was running, looking like Usain Bolt, while everybody else was kind of watching. I said, "Oh yeah, just like I expected. These dudes are already on vacation. These dudes have already booked their resorts. You know what I'm saying? They got the nannies ready. Everybody's going. You know what I'm saying? It's over. They got their bonus for, you know, getting to the conference championship. You know what I'm saying? They spending that bonus on the vacation. They're done. They're done.
See, Ox, like you and like Chill and like Mars, I wanted to turn the game off at halftime. But I'm out at the night. Hey, I'm out at the sports bar. I'd already ordered myself a nice meal. It took them 20 minutes to bring my meal. I already had a couple beers, and I'm sitting there and I'm just watching this league grow and grow and grow. And I'm still waiting for my food. And I'm like, this is some bullshit. I should cancel this order, but I'd already paid for it. I should cancel this order and I should just leave. But at this point, I'm already invested in it. So I got on my chill. I got on my chill town. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to enjoy this domination.
Yeah, it is.
And Ron, you actually had me pissed because I believe you called me around like 7:05 or something, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah.
I was asleep. It woke me up. Scared me out of my sleep. I damn near threw my phone. Like, bro, I'm asleep.
Oh, my bad, bro. I ain't mean to disturb the peace over there.
Man, that game. It's the Cavs. The Cavs are just not on the same level of the Knicks, and I think it showed. It just wasn't. It wasn't a competitive series at all.
For the record, Mars,
I don't care what the analytics say.
For the record, Mars, the Houston Rockets, I think, won 46 games the year that they went to the NBA championship in 95, something like that, 46 or 47 games. I think that was – they ended up dropping from when they traded for Drex, they were the 4 seed. They ended up dropping to the 6 seed, and they finished below 500 after they got Drex on the crew. And they went 7 games in their first – not 7 games. The Jazz series was only 5 games. But they went the distance with them, and then they went the distance with the Suns again to go 7 games. And then they ended up handling San Antonio, and then they swept the the Orlando
There's
Magic.
only been 3 teams to have a negative net rating while playing at least 18 playoff games. It's the 2017 Celtics, where Isaiah Thomas obviously got hurt, so we saw how their season ended. The 2016 Raptors and this year's Cleveland Cavaliers. They're the only 3 teams that have ever done it. And the Cavs have the worst net rating of the 3. So not only do they have the worst record,
garbage.
Yeah, the 2016 Raptors, they have the worst record and the worst net rating of any team to play or at least or make it to the conference finals. They have the worst record and net rating of any team to ever do that.
8-10 is hilarious.
You got a losing
They
record.
went to the conference finals and ended the playoffs 8-10 with a negative net rating. Like,
they were bad. I mean, they were a game over 500 after they beat Detroit. They were a game over 500 in the playoffs. So, I mean, what can you say about these guys that hasn't already been said? I'm like I said, Ron, I've said everything that I can say about the Cavs. They are the 2018 Raptors. They the 2019 Blazers. They the 2021 Atlanta Hawks. This is it. You ain't getting no more. This is as far as we're going with this group. So if we're gonna do something, if we're serious about it, we got to do something different because we're not going any further with this group specifically.
Who's the Cavs GM?
Kobe Altman, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm texting Sam Presti. So I'm gonna be in Oklahoma next week. You got some time to grab some coffee?
Just so you know, the Oklahoma City Thunder owner, he taking that phone and he's smashing it in your ear.
I'm gonna be no. I'm not here for that. Chill. No, see, you guys don't even know where I'm going with this. Please. I don't even want to trade. I'm not calling you to trade to you personally, but I mean, if you do want a wheel and deal, we could do that. I'm asking him. Yeah. I'm asking him. I'm just picking his brain. What'd you see in this guy? What'd you see in this guy? Bro, what made you have the balls to trade this guy and go get those picks? Essentially, I'm asking him, how were you able to get all those assets? Because you know what? I'm in the asset accumulation game. Mm-hmm. Get all of these niggas out of Cleveland and get me as many picks as possible.
Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying to you, Ox?
All 4 of them.
Stay away from my chick. Figure that shit out on your own. Fuck out of here. Don't call my chick again. You stay from around my chick. That's what you do. Figure your shit out. Because mine figured it out. You stay away from mine.
Hey, then I'm hitting up the San Antonio Spurs owner.
Call whoever you want to call. Stay away from my chick.
Denny ain't you next. Hey, I'm
call it.
I'm city hopping because look, I'm telling you, Donovan Mitchell's gone. As many picks as I can get. Evan Mobley's gone. As many picks as I can get. Yeah. Jared Allen's gone. James, you're not getting re-signed. I'm telling you, I'm starting from scratch.
Ron, we're not close. Ron, we lost in game 4 of the series in our building by almost 40. We not close to winning. Whatever we trying to do in terms of winning the NBA championship, whatever it takes, we don't have any of it. We got stomped by almost 40 in our building in the closeout game. We didn't win a game in this series. We have to start over. Whatever we doing, rip the plans up because this ain't it.
The only part of the core 4 I'd be willing to keep is Mobley.
That's it, Mark.
And even he's not untouchable. He's just the only one who I'm not actively trying to get rid of. Now, for the right deal, he can go too. But Mitchell, Harden, and Allen are just gone. Like, there's no. I'll trade you just to get you off the roster at this point, and then I'll keep Jalen Tyson. That's it. I'm gonna be honest. Everyone else.
Well, here's the thing that we have.
Everyone else, yeah. Bye. I don't need that.
Get on out of here.
Yeah, I can get with that, Ron. And the reason why we got to recognize this is because remember, this Cavs team, they're in the second apron, so they're gonna look to shed some money. Like they did this, and Dan Gilbert has always been one of those owners. Unlike other owners, he's willing to go over the salary cap. That's because I got 18 James, and I can build around that. That's because I got 17 James. I don't have that here. So I'm not paying $3 for every dollar I'm over the cap because I'm in the second apron, which, by the way, if I do that next year, that $3 turns into now $5 because I'm a repeat offender now. So I'm not doing that. So I got to shed some money. I 100% got to shed some contracts.
Yeah, and Mars, I know you said you would keep Mobley. Mobley hasn't shown me enough for me to even want to like move forward with him on my franchise. Like I wouldn't like. I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be the end of the world for me if Evan Mobley is here. But once again, I'm trying to double down on because do you guys remember last year how high Evan Mobley's stock was?
Yes.
I don't think his stock is nowhere near that. So I'm saying you already missed selling high. Now it's like I don't even know what I could get from him. So maybe you keep him one more year, put the ball in his hands, and let him try to go crazy. Maybe his stock will rise back up. But at this point, I'm just like, I don't think you'll ever be our number one or even number two. So it's like I would rather just move forward and go try to find that next guy and get everything I can get back.
Valuable asset. So
he probably is
because James Harden is old. Jarrett Allen is cool, but he's making more money next year than he is this year, and I think he's probably declining a little bit. Even though I think he had a good postseason for like Jarrett Allen, and everyone knows how I feel about Donovan Mitchell. So like Mobley's probably your best asset. So you can get something good for him, yeah. I'd trade him, but you also do need to pay people on the roster.
Yes,
like you can't just have a roster full of minimums because like the NBA there's rules against that or whatever. So Mobley's $50 million next year will be valuable just to have on your roster as making up salary.
And don't forget too, Ron, that Donovan Mitchell, I mean, he comes off the books after next season. So like I can't just let him walk out the door for nothing. That's just bad business. Right. So I got to see if I got to see that I can get something for him, something valuable. Now, I don't know who I'm trading him to exactly, but if I'm starting over, very much like Milwaukee, very much like Cleveland is not a destination city. No, it isn't. So I'm going to have to move off of him with as many draft picks as I possibly can. I'm not going to just dump him for nothing, but I definitely need draft picks because if I'm building this thing around Mobley, I'm essentially saying that I'm building this around a defensive player. That's what I have. I got a defensive player who can score it, not at a high level, but he can put the ball in the basket. But I'm building this around a defensive player. So do I need to go get another big? I need to start with a lead guard. I feel like I need to go from there. With that being said, I can't just let Donovan Mitchell walk out the front door.
I might try trade into the lottery.
Yeah, that's a great idea because it's a couple teams. It's a couple teams that got lottery picks that
Golden State have
Donovan Mitchell
11.
can help.
You could finesse Golden State into thinking they still trying to compete. OKC obviously have number 12. And I think they
got two first round picks. Yeah.
12 and 17, I think. Maybe you can. It's not even.
Wait, Mars, are you telling me that if you were to send Donovan Mitchell to Golden State, that they wouldn't be competing?
Well, I wasn't saying trade Donovan Mitchell to them. I was just saying trade into the lottery. If it's Donovan Mitchell, then Donovan Mitchell.
Gotcha. I was gonna say like
the Atlanta Hawks.
But once again, no comment.
They got number 8.
Yeah, I would. Atlanta. Yeah, they had a convincing postseason. Maybe you can trade something for them to get into the lottery. Like there's options.
That's a good
The
idea.
Bucks have a lottery pick. Maybe the Bucks think, hey, Donovan Mitchell, give Giannis hope.
No. Please let him go.
Would you call up Dallas and ask how they feeling about Donovan Mitchell?
100%.
Sure. If it gives me the 9th pick?
Yeah.
Is it 9?
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, it's 9.
9 and Kyrie.
Yeah, cooking right now.
My thing though is it's bare minimum 3 first round picks for Donovan Mitchell. That's where I'm starting at. Bare minimum. I'm not saying that that's what they're going to get. I'm just saying bare minimum. I'm putting it out there. He's on the trading block. Come with 3 picks and we'll go from there.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, Ron. Knowing Sam Presti, this is why I'm telling you to stay away from my chick. Because if I'm Sam Presti, I'm calling up Brooklyn and I'm asking about that number 6 pick. Like, what would it take for us to move up?
Why would the tanking team give you the 6th pick?
Because I got some stuff on my roster that could help you. And I got some draft picks for you in the future. Mm-hmm. And I want to move up because I see somebody at number 6 that I really like.
Well, sure. It's funny you said that because I've seen some reports, and you guys might have seen them on Twitter or on your timeline of the Thunder trying to move up to number 4. Yeah, to get Cam Boozer.
They like somebody in that draft.
I don't think Cam Boozer gonna be there at 4, but maybe.
I don't think he will.
I sure hope so because I don't want Cam to go to Memphis.
I like Cam in Memphis. I think that's probably the best fit amongst the top.
Cam in Chicago, number 4 pick.
What happens if he
Chicago announced their new coach? Like, do we know who it is?
No, they have not. I haven't heard it. I think
they should probably get their coaching before they start drafting. But
might be a good idea.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's get the talent in here. We'll work. It's the NBA.
But back to your point, though, Ron. Yes, Mars. I think that was a really good point that you made. If I'm Cleveland, yeah, I'll check the temperature of the guys on the back end of the line because I know I'm pretty confident nobody in the top five would entertain me.
Unless you could finesse the Clippers into thinking they have a contention window next year.
You know what? I think I could talk to them. I could talk her draws off. Yes, I could, Ron. I could talk
hey, Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi, yes, or even Evan Mobley, Kawhi.
Yeah, I think I could.
Hey, James Harden, Kawhi.
Oh man,
we ain't going back to Los Angeles. No,
if James Harden goes back to the Clippers next year, I'll retire. All right, hey,
they were playing the long game. Now they go Garland.
I will auction off this hoster position.
They were just playing the long
cool,
game.
Bro.
Can we now? And I hate to be the bearer of this. Can we now say you not winning it?
Hand down.
You not winning it with James Harden? Can we say that?
Chill. What do you mean? Can we now say?
Can we now say that?
Chill. I can. Why you gotta wait 17 whole years? We've been knew this. The one shot he did have was. I mean, if you ask Mars and ask Drench, I guess they got cheated in Houston. I don't know, but
that's not the one shot they had. But sure, yeah.
That's the one shot he had.
I disagree, but sure.
Okay,
Mars, what other shots? Like, you think 21?
In Brooklyn, they had a shot. Yes, and I think saying otherwise is kind of lying at this point. But that's fine.
That was so that was such an injury riddled situation that I'm not really.
Yeah, that's what killed the shot. Yeah.
Well, no, but in Houston they actually had some action, you know. I mean, mind you, I guess that Chris Paul.
Chris Paul got hurt. Yeah.
Got hurt. So I hear you, but I'm just saying, like, I think Brooklyn was further away. If you know what I'm saying. Plus, if they stay healthy, then Kawhi stays healthy, and you know.
Yeah, but I think that should have been the finals, in my opinion. Clippers Nets could have been the finals. Now, what would have happened? I probably would have gone with the Nets, but like it could have. You would have gone with the Clippers, obviously. And I don't know. Like I honestly don't know. But none of us thought the Cavs were winning it
Skeletor.
Anyway. So like, I don't think this is proof that you're not winning with Harden because none of us thought the Cavs were going to win any other than Chill. But the rest of us, sane humans, none of us thought the Cavs were going to win. So like, how is this proof that you can't win with Harden? When we all knew they weren't going to win before they had Harden.
Like, I mean, it's just
but once they got Harden, we knew even more.
It furthers the evidence of
they've made it further.
He's a loser.
Trash conference finals. They've made it further with Harden than they made it pre-Harden.
Yeah, we get that, but come on, Mars.
Ron, I just feel so.
Do you guys think you genuinely think their chances of winning decreased once they made the trade?
I don't know.
It was a lateral move.
I don't think it changed. Yeah, I don't think it changed at all.
It went from 0 to 0. That's my point. Their chances went
from 0 to -1.
When they got James Harden, no, it did not go from 0 to 0 because you dudes made it clear to me that they were a better team with James Harden on the crew.
Yeah, they were better. That doesn't mean they were lied to you, Chill.
Okay, so okay.
I still stand. They still got better once they made the trade, in my opinion.
Sure.
Yeah.
They did not get better to where they
wasn't playing though.
Winning a title. My whole argument when Chu said I'm off the Cavs train was not, hey, the Cavs can win now they have Harden. My argument was James Harden being there now is not the reason they can't win. That was my argument. Their chances pre-Harden was 0%. Their chances post-Harden was 0%. James Harden did not make them less likely to win a championship, in my opinion. They also were better in the short term with James Harden than they would have been, in my opinion, with the version of Darius Garland that we had seen thus far. All of that still doesn't change the fact that they had no chance of winning. And Chill was the only one who thought they had a chance of winning.
I think my biggest problem is, and I just feel I feel so stupid. And the reason why I feel so stupid, real talk, because I feel like all of you dudes are my boys, and y'all telling me, Chill, she in the streets on the regular. And I'm like, no, she not. No, she not. Only except y'all throw me in the car and y'all take me to where she at. Chill, there she go right there. And I'm like, damn.
Chill, we all.
Yeah, it was.
But y'all been telling me this. Y'all been telling me this the whole time, and I'm like, no, she's not. Chill, get in the car. We go downtown. There she go right there.
Yeah, I did say Harden was a better player performer than Garland.
What
I still think he is.
And I was trying to figure out, like, why are these guys so down on Cleveland? Like, what's the problem? And then what I saw in this series, I'm like, yep.
So you know that song from Big, Puffy and Too Short. You know, the world is filled. You know the end of the song when Too Short was talking.
Crazy ass man.
yes, Jill. He talking to you and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, she been holding since I was in the 9th grade.
You tried to turn her into a housewife, but she as soon as you turn your back, she was out running with them gangsters.
Shit,
as soon as you said that,
my partners, you know. Yeah, she been outside, Chill. I'm trying to tell you, it just ain't.
Ron, I swear, I'm watching this Cavs team, and I think it had a lot to do with how I felt about Donovan Mitchell. I think a lot of it had to do with how I felt about Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. I think that's why, because I was seeing the progression of Evan Mobley. I was seeing him get better. I was seeing this team I want to say last year where they ended up with the #1 seed. I'm like, okay, it's working. Like I think
that was their best chance.
I'm like, this is working. They won 64 games at the #1 seed. Then they broke down, and I'm thinking, all right, so this is the year that they're doing it. They weren't close. They were not close.
I think Donovan Mitchell really is the Cav of all of them. I know everybody acts like, nobody cares about Donovan Mitchell, but I'm seeing a lot of people that did, a lot of people that were like Donovan Mitchell believers, including myself. They're kind of off the Donovan Mitchell #1 train. You know what I'm saying? Like that has been a conclusion that a lot of people have reached. I saw myself, I've reached that conclusion. Chill. I heard Carson from Nerd Sesh was like, hey, I'm kind of low on D Mitch now. Jason Tiff was like, hey, I'm kind of low on. Like, there were people who had real belief in Donovan Mitchell. And now it's like, oh, man, he maybe is not the guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's very unfortunate. Now, I think he's still a brilliant basketball player. He's just probably a #2. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
There's just a level.
Jay, there's nothing wrong with that, real talk.
Jay, you are hella yellow today. Are you gleaming? Are you glowing?
There's a gold
I know your
standard
team.
right here.
I know your team is, in the finals and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, baby. Or maybe the nigga just super yellow.
You're glowing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just a handsome guy, man. That's all it is.
Yellow. To your point, though, real talk, I think that you were right about that. And there's a level when you get to this level of the playoffs that you got to raise your game to. And I thought Donovan Mitchell was good enough to take his game up to that level. He isn't. He's not.
Because the other thing, for a lot of people, he did have like a good playoff reputation, Donovan Mitchell, right? Yeah. We saw him last year. He had like the 40-point games, and there was kind of always a reason as to why a Donovan Mitchell team would underperform. In Utah, yeah, they're the #1 seed, but like, is that defense for real? Is just Rudy Gobert and an assortment of guys. There's usually an injury or something going on with his point guard, i.e. Darius Garland, in Cleveland. And then he puts up these monster performances scoring the ball. And so he kind of always gets like, yeah, the team was kind of mid, but Donovan Mitchell performed. But this year, this particular season, you have, an apparent or, alleged upgrade at point guard, a better playoff player. There aren't any injuries. Evan Mobley's healthy. Jared Allen is healthy. You have Max Strus back, who missed a majority of this season. And you go out there and have probably – this is Donovan Mitchell's like most inconsistent playoff run to me in quite some time. And this is like the best team he got to play with. So I don't,
and on top of that, they were winning. Together, on top of that, like they got to the East Finals. So it's like, okay, he's going to turn it on. He's going to turn it around. Like that Donovan Mitchell that I seen in playoff past where he went up against Jamal Murray, where he got busy against that Orlando team. He's going to turn it around when in reality, he doesn't have that gear. He doesn't have the Jimmy Butler gear. He doesn't have that space where he can turn his game into being, I'm taking over a series this late in the series. Because again, Ron, when you get to this space, like you're going up against different players in the conference finals, you're going up against different players in the semifinals than you are in that round one. Like you're going up against completely different guys, and you got to raise your game to that level. Jalen Brunson proved I could play at that level. I can get busy. I can throw a unit on my back, and I can carry the offensive load. I can definitely do that. Donovan Mitchell can't, and that's unfair. I really thought he could.
I'm not all the way off the Donovan Mitchell train. Like I still rock with D Mitch. I want this to be known. Like I still D Mitch is still tough.
Oh, I think he's awesome.
So like if I'm a contending team, like Mars brought up Golden State, if I'm Golden State, hell yeah, I want Donovan Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm like that,
it's the Pacers. He need to play with Tyrese Halliburton. You know what I'm saying? He need to play with a dude like that. If he were to play with a guy like Tyrese Halliburton or something, then Donovan Mitchell would be back in that best shooting guard in the world conversation. Well, he's still in the conversation, but you know what I mean. He'd be, yeah. I mean,
in that division,
hey, Mars. That's how it works. When you play with better players, you look better. We just talked about this. We just discussed it. When you play with people that help hide your deficiencies, it makes you look like a better basketball player. And I mean, that's the beauty of the game. And if he were to get with the guy, once again, like I said, like a Tyrese Halliburton, he would look so much better. It's not James Harden's fault. I want to continue to say that. It's not James Harden's fault. Kenny Atkinson, I thought he was a better coach. See, you know what? And I said this in the group chat. I just realized when Kenny Atkinson said that dumb shit after he already said that other dumb shit, which he said after saying that other dumb shit, I was like, God, I just respect NBA basketball coaches way too much. If that could come out of Kenny Atkinson's mouth, a guy who I hold in high regard, I'm just like, yo, these motherfuckers are dumb.
That boy said, theoretically, we won 2 of the 3 games. I was like, yeah, they're done. Did
JJ Redick say that same shit against OKC?
And he was wrong as well, if he did. I don't know.
JJ Redick was talking about expected score and whatnot. And like, it's not new in NBA spaces to just talk about shot quality and basic like shooting luck. Like that's all they're referring
Mars,
to.
My rent isn't paid in theory, Mars.
But I'm just saying I understand what he's saying. I just think it's never something you should say out loud.
If I would have hit on that parlay, you know what I'm saying, I probably would have been able to pay my
They're
rent.
basically just saying process over outcomes. Like that's basically what they're saying.
I do get that.
No fan of their team wants to hear theoretically we won.
No one cares about
that. And B, at the end of the day, the playoffs aren't won in theory. So like, yeah, you guys are right. And no coach, in my opinion, should vocalize that out loud.
Yeah.
But in their film meetings and whatnot, yeah. Right. Yeah. That's what I'm like. Them saying out loud to me is the problem. The actual statement itself, like, it's not hard to understand where it comes from. I'm not gonna say it's a dumb thing. I don't think it's dumb. It's just
that's a film room, war room, coaches meeting conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's so I feel you on that, Mars. Don't get me wrong. Like I get it. I do get it that you have to look at it that way. You have to look at those potential assist numbers. You know what I'm saying? You have to look at stuff like that when you're talking to your coaching staff and when you're in there, because as a coaching staff, we can understand like, hey man, we should have won that fucking basketball game. You know what I'm saying? Like this happened, that happened. But that's a coach's conversation. You know, and so that's the only reason I feel this way about it. I just don't know, man. Like. Forget about it, man. Forget about it.
It's so many analytics. So I don't know which analytic he's going with.
Cooked, Ron. Your mic is cooked again, Ron.
I thought that was my headphones. Thank you.
It's not. Well, he was talking about like expected.
I gotta bounce. I see y'all
later, Jay.
All right, Jay.
Jay.
I think what he's talking about is like, because you can go back and track shot quality and stuff like that, and then shots you're expected to make, because they did, in all fairness, they
also shot generate like some free throw line.
Yeah, they generated some quality threes that they missed. They missed some free throws and stuff like that. The Knicks have been shooting probably above, not even probably, they've been shooting above their head because they're not missing right now. So
yes,
that's how you probably like calculate that throughout the game. I think that's why he was saying like expected results or whatever. Because if you close out is supposed to, drop your percentages of making said shots, but the Knicks are making those at an elite clip and over an expected clip, and then they're missing their open shots at an over expected clip as well. Like they're supposed to be making these, but they're missing a lot of their quality looks. So I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. You lost, but what was you finna say?
I was gonna ask you like there's a difference between a coach. Like, so for instance, real talk. If you're talking to a coach, right, and he tells you damn, we should have won that game. That's something like, yeah, coach, man, don't worry about it, man. We'll get him next time. But we basically won, or we kind of won.
No, it's more of
nah. I can't get with that, coach.
Again, Ox, I could get with that when the camera's off. So Ox, you
can never get with that. Shit, we kind of won, or basically won.
He didn't say we kind of won. He said analytically we've won 2 out of 3.
Analytically we won 2 out of 3. So essentially, yo, Ox, that dude can't stay in front of you. So if you keep doing this, we win. If this guy can't keep you off the glass, if you do, this is what I was talking about with my glass half full logic when we're talking after game 1. Like, this is what you did in game 1, Ox.
Oh,
if
you
keep,
did do that. Yeah.
If you keep doing this, if you keep staying on the glass, we win. If you keep this guy in front of you like you did, we win, right? So, but that's a conversation that we have, to your point, with the cameras off. When we in the film room, that's not a conversation that we have when the camera's on. You know, Ox out rebounded Cat for the last 7 minutes, up until the last 7 minutes of the game.
Which I would, Morris. I'd be bodying Cat on the glass.
The last 7 minutes of the game, and then after that, analytically, you know, we ended up being a minus 16.
You ain't got nothing for the big purr. I don't know what you talking about.
Don't tell
nothing
people
for
that.
Big Purr.
Don't tell people that. No.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, because even up here we have a lot of conversations, and we're like, for instance, let's talk about like when we do drafts and stuff. Yep. A lot of times we want to get clarification from around. Like, are we looking at this? Is this conversation about like us as fans? Is this conversation about us as like if we were teammates? Is this like a coach's conversation, a GM conversation? Like, what hat do we have to put on? I think in this space we all have to be able to do that. We have to be able to switch our hats. Like, okay, I'm talking from a fan bias. Kawhi's the best basketball player that ever lived conversation, or am I talking about it from a GM? Like, we might want to get this guy off the squad because I don't know if he's going to be able to make it at the end of the season. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? That is a coach's conversation, Chill. That's not a conversation you have with the media, the fans. You don't have that with other people. What's up, Jim?
Speaking of hats, where the fuck Ron get all this New York shit from?
Here in New York, we get hard. I've been trying to tell you.
I watched a video yesterday saying Jalen Brunson's a superstar, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm glad I'm on this bandwagon.
This nigga got a Yankees fitted, Yankees snap or whatever on, and the New York Knicks goddamn jersey on, nigga.
So I got some Timbs on too.
Oh, what the?
But if you remember at PC weekend, he gave my son that jersey. Let him wear it for the day, and then we was about to go home. He said, "Hold on, I need that jersey. I'm gonna give you another one."
That's crazy.
Jersey, and now this he been wearing that same jersey every day for 3 weeks. That shit musty. My little nigga don't want that.
So did he ever get him another?
He ain't getting it.
No. In his birthday,
he ain't getting it.
His birthday just passed. He told me, he said, "I'm gonna give him that jersey for his birthday." Guess who ain't getting no jersey for
that
birthday?
nigga crazy, man. That nigga Ron crazy.
Ron, can I put that out there, Ron? That you suck? Can I just put that out there, Ron? You suck.
I'm just saying,
Ron, you and Ox, little boy, wear the same size.
Yes, they do. Real talk. Yeah,
but to be fair, real talk, our son ain't necessarily no little boy. That little nigga be.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. To be fair,
but it's still funny though. It's still funny nonetheless.
But I heard
this isn't that same jersey.
Yes, it is.
I heard they were the same size tidy whities though. So you know, man, that's all I heard. You know,
oh, that's crazy.
Or Ron
also
told me,
happy fake birthday, Mars. I know.
They sang me a song.
You and Real Talk ain't sing happy birthday.
I
Y'all want to get in on that now or not?
I'm not singing that nigga happy birthday.
This nigga happy birthday. I'm glad we on one to call.
Is this the Houston thing? So you guys don't sing people happy birthday?
Nah, nigga.
All right, Mars, tell them y'all gonna sing me happy birthday. Well, I'm gonna go in y'all mouth. Tell them.
Man, Mars still ain't said.
Tell him, Mars.
Disrespect Pac, nigga. He still ain't said that part. But all I'm saying is this, though. Y'all niggas sung happy birthday and forgot the most important question.
How old
are you? You niggas. Did not ask that nigga that. God damn.
How old is Mars?
So, how old are you?
38.
Sure. 38.
He a 38 baby. That's what he is. He a little 38 baby.
I just know
y'all
for
gotta
a
sing
fact.
the happy birthday chopped and screwed though.
We did.
Real talk, probably more of a chopped and screwed nigga than me. That shit is annoying, nigga. I'm originally from California. I just grew up in these trenches, nigga. I don't listen to that slow shit. That shit
it only works sometimes. You can't, Houston do Houston DJs be wanting to chop and screw everything. You
Man,
can't chop and screw everything, but
the first time I heard that
work.
shit, I heard the nigga say the same shit like 13 times in a row. I'm like, my nigga, what the fuck is we listening to? I'm like, God damn. Like, nah.
All right, well, speaking of which, y'all, I'm going to dive back into these super chats right on cue. Tupac Westside said, also, happy birthday, Mars, if it is your birthday.
Thank you.
If. That's a big if right there. We got another $2 super chat from Swaha God. Swaha God said, Knicks in 4, baby. Bing bong.
Check them out.
Have y'all talked about any of the series that's going on today? The series.
We haven't got to it yet.
We don't need to. We don't need to.
I'll tell you one thing, though. Y'all yapping y'all ass off about the Knicks earlier, about them niggas, what they got to do to be good. I mean, all of this shit. Man, the Knicks peaking at the right. I think people forget. And Ron, you can go with super chats, but people forget the Knicks peaking at the right time, bro. That just like some teams just have a rough start. This got all the fingerprints of a championship team coming into this final. Sometimes you have rough starts at the beginning of the year. You figure shit out. But when that playoffs come and y'all can get that shit gelling together, that's a dangerous team, bro. You don't got to win the whole season. You just got to win a game. You just got to win a 7-game series. So them niggas dangerous. That's what I'll say. Them niggas is dangerous. Any team that come out, whether it's the Spurs or the Thunder, it ain't gonna. Man, the Knicks is dangerous, bro.
I gotta win it regardless, Drench.
I feel you. I ain't mad at it. If you do, I'm definitely not mad at it because, like I said, these teams, like when you peak right now, the Thunder problem might be they might have peaked a little bit earlier in the season. You know what I mean? Like they might have been who they are earlier in the season. I think the Knicks can even get better. To be honest with you. I think the Knicks, I don't think we've seen the best basketball from the Knicks yet. They just been beating the dog shit out of everybody, to be honest. So,
Ron, what is it that you've been trying to bet me on? I don't even know what you're trying to bet me on.
But get me off of this screen, but I don't want.
Why you got your fingers like
because hey, Drench, this is the handshake of a trustworthy guy. You know,
his hand cramping up like that. He been using his palms too much. You need to relax.
Yeah, nigga, give it a break.
Hey, look.
Calm down, bro.
I got 250 on the Thunder. I got 250 on the Thunder. Hey, but hold on. That is like they got to be healthy. Or no. At least one of them got to be back. J-Dub or AJ. At least one of them got to be back. J-Dub or AJ. Hey, at least J-Dub or AJ.
Mars got you reading $2 super chats, bro. Move on.
Yeah,
Mars, I like that too.
If it's the Spurs, I got 500 on the Spurs.
I'm not betting 500.
I would never bet that. I would never.
Well, I got up to 500. Like I bet you cheap niggas $5.
You ain't betting.
You don't want got a net 30 already, nigga. Talking about cheap.
He got a negative.
Gotta wait a little bit for your payment. Nah, nigga. Look,
you
do 100 because I am picking the Knicks if they play.
Real talk, you got. I sent that.
You sent it. I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying you, but I had to wait a little.
Well, I mean, it's still net 30. Chill waiting on his net 30 right now too.
I will bet. I will do 100 if the Spurs come out and the Knicks come. I got the Knicks against the Spurs.
Hey, Chill. I want to say Chill, a man of his word.
That's locked in.
With Chill, that nigga Chill sent me that money before the game even started last night. He sent me the money before the game started. Chill is a man of his word.
See, but look, see, Chill like that right there. You knew it was over. They knew it was over too.
I did.
I told Chill.
Chill was still too late. He didn't know it was over before the series started. So he's still
shit. Hey, Mark, we talked before game 4 the day before. I said, Chill, you know you can wait till after the game. He said, nah, I'm sending this shit down.
There you go. You got it. Let's get this shit over with.
I said, damn, he sent it faster than I could spend it, boy. Guys,
what I wasn't going to do, I wasn't going to ultimately see them like win and then try to talk myself into some bullshit. Like, maybe, they already got this. No, fuck that. I don't think so. Here you go, Drench. This series is over. You got it.
Yeah. Man of the people, bro. I ain't lost a bet all year, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't lost a bet all year.
I haven't lost a bet to Ron yet.
Have you been paid? Have you been paid by Ron yet? Is the question.
No, Ron paid me. You know what's so crazy? I put some smut on Ron's name.
I pay who I respect.
I gotta apologize because I said Ron.
All right, relax, chill. I'm just joking. I'm gonna send you your money right after the show. All right, I don't want no problems, big dog.
Facts. Hey Blair. Hey, that's the problem right there. That's what killed me about Ron. I don't know why y'all accept this from Ron. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you. Ron got money.
I know.
I don't know. Like, this ain't no. It ain't no waiting for a check. Ron just be out here playing with y'all.
I got no money, y'all.
On the panel.
I really don't.
Hey, nigga Ron go brush his damn beard. I'm tired of chill. I'm tired of stalling niggas out. I gave niggas, I don't know, 3 months. I started over. Why am I past Ron on the beard already? I started over 3 months. Not even 3 months. Nigga, a month and a half. I didn't pass this nigga.
Jordan, I get my beard cut short, but on top of that too, according to Swiper, that
shit is not.
That ain't real. Hey, that ain't real. So I can't.
I'll start over again. That nigga Swiper has no need to talk about a beard. He got the weakest mustache on the panel. His shit is weak, and then he don't got no hair on his head or his face. So the fuck is we talking about? It is what it is.
I would never understand men the bald headed men that ain't got no facial hair.
That nigga got
a mustache, but you walking around looking like a thumb is crazy. Grown man.
Hey, respect us. What are you talking about? Respect us.
No hair on your head and no facial hair. That's crazy. Absolutely.
That nigga big toe. Swiper got a
mustache. Now if y'all find out he got alopecia, then what? Y'all gonna feel bad for making fun of him.
What that mean? Nigga, niggas with alopecia get made fun of them, nigga.
Exactly.
Hey, no, but that's what I said. That's what I said when Will slapped her. Like, we can't make fun of her for being bald headed to this bald headed.
Shout out to Jordan Walsh, man. Shout out to Jordan Walsh. I stand with you, Jordan Walsh.
Yeah,
Jordan Walsh. Jordan Walsh, Jada Pinkett Smith, same nigga.
He need to make sure some of them games. First off, all
right, y'all. Back to super chats. Y'all, yes, man. Oiled up, juicy, real talk FC. Real talk. Shout out to your doppelganger or your fan club, whatever you want to call it. They said happy birthday. They said happy birthday, my big belly goat. I love you and real talk.
What?
Just so you know, Drench, before you showed up, Mars had a birthday request, and his birthday request was to read the $2 chats.
Yeah, but damn, we need to vet the chats. What kind of picture is that, and what do Swiper got on his mouth? Then they got a muzzle on. That's what he was.
I'm not gonna have to zoom in. I thought it was something crazy.
I'm like, what?
You thought it was one
nah,
of
it's what you think it is. It's what you think it is. Don't zoom in. It's exactly what you think it is.
I had to check.
Swiper freaked out.
Hey, who freaky ass came up with one of them little ball things like that? Like, why? Who came up with that?
No, hell no.
Hey, Jordan. Hey, Jordan. That's a discussion for a members only stream.
But I got the answer to that in the interview I did a couple. Don't worry.
Okay. All right, I gotta go check that out if it's still up.
That dude 7100s also said happy birthday, Mars.
Yay.
You really got the people going with this fake date, huh? Let's keep it up. Petty Hardaway.
Not last year, but the year before, Mars did that 3 different times. Had 3 different birthdays. It was like back to back.
That nigga Mars
He's gonna do it 2 more times this year.
Mars got to play the reggae boys today. Boy, go get
that.
Yeah, where that CD at, nigga?
Oh shit, who knows? I don't even know if that's in my house. Shout out to the reggae boys though. The only reason this happened is because Real Talk decided to glaze Taylor Rooks, but wasn't gonna give me my happy birthday, which is the same reason we're here.
I said happy fake birthday. Me and Mars, we have a very interesting
dynamic going on.
We don't believe nothing each other says. Me, especially when it comes to anything regarding time, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna start it, and Mars be like, okay. And then anything Mars tells me, I just don't believe. He has to he'd be like, no, I'm like dead ass. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, bro, whatever. I don't believe you. I just don't believe Mars.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine that we all work together and we don't believe a word that each of us says? Can you believe that? Anything that come out your mouth going one ear and out the other with me, I don't believe shit that you say.
Mars, don't trip. I'll be believing you. Don't trip.
As you should. Exactly. As you should. I don't know the last time I lied.
That's what I'm saying. No, he lied about us taking a nap. We didn't take no nap together.
You said it, not me.
I said it in a different manner. You took
How
it to
other
a
manner can you need to say it? You took a nap together. What the fuck?
No.
He blaming me for the words that he said.
Chill. The context of that was
What was it?
roommates. That's all.
Okay,
It wasn't no we was laying together taking a nap. That never happened.
I got you.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, I got you.
That shit did come out funny, and I should have never said it. But Mars should have never carried it on. I can tell you that right now.
Dre's just a deep sleeper. He just don't know where I was when.
Oh no, Hey, y'all be seeing them little AI videos? They be fucking with them old people, where they be like, "This was you,
Ron." When the show gets derailed, I swear this is a chemical outburst. Like the train falls off the tracks.
Hey, chill.
The whole city.
Chill and get the rolling over.
Oh my goodness! Like
chill. Don't let one of them youngins get you in the grocery store, chill, because you go crash the fuck out.
Don't play with me like that. Go play with them other dudes. Don't play with me.
You gonna chill the video of him kissing somebody.
You're gonna get canceled. He end up on one of them.
Please don't. I'm asking you. Please don't.
Hilarious, bro.
Please don't do that with me. Please. I'm asking.
No, that nigga chill go be you motherfucker.
Please don't.
You gonna choke the shit out of somebody.
Please don't.
Hey, yo, we gonna get back to these $2 super chats, but I am gonna read Teddy Hart's $50 super chat. This actually is a good topic, and it's gonna involve a video being played that I haven't even heard yet. So we're all gonna hear this whole thing together. Teddy Hart sent through $50. Salute to Teddy Hart. He is a Hall of Famer, and he sent through $50. He said, "Please react to the voter Justin Termini. Yeah. Justin Termini explanation on why he left Wemby off the first team All-NBA. Ron played if possible. This is the bullshit I keep talking about with voters trying to hold current players back to protect historical players' legacies." So,
y'all think he was kidding?
What'd you say?
I haven't seen the video.
Y'all don't think he was joking?
Did you watch it, Rich?
I don't know what he said.
Were you about to play it?
All right, yeah. I'm gonna play it right now. You guys, let me know if you can hear this too.
He looked how I expected.
That's crazy, Mars.
That's not.
First, let me say this: I voted for Wembanyama third for MVP, and I actually think he's a better player than SGA. I think he is the best player in the world right now. But I thought Jokic had a better regular season at the same position. But I absolutely love this kid. I think he has a chance to be the best player of all time, to be the best defensive player of all time. I love his attitude. I love his game. I love how he shows emotion. I love how he handles the media. I love how he shows disdain for his opponents. I'm a massive fan of Victor Wembanyama. But this year he was the second best center, and I vote by position. Now here is the explanation as to why I vote by position. In my opinion, it is unfair historically to those that came before us, who I have great respect for, that those guys at center were not allowed to be on the first team at the same time, right? So it's unfair to Wilt and Russell and all the other guys who couldn't make first team at the same time just because somebody played the same position as them. They just changed the rule recently because, basically Embiid had been the second best player for a couple of years, but he had to keep making second teams because Jokic was better. But in my opinion, that's not fair to the centers of the past who got screwed. 1994 is the best example. Patrick Ewing finished 5th in the MVP voting. 5th. Yet he didn't even make an All-NBA team. Never mind first team. He didn't even make third team. That's because Hakeem made first team, David Robinson made second team, and Shaq made third team. So historically speaking, years from now, people will line up and they'll look like, well, Wembanyama and Jokic made these many first teams, but why didn't Patrick Ewing make this many? Or even David Robinson, who had to be second team that year when typically he would have been, like if they had these voting rules when those guys played, then Hakeem, David Robinson, Shaq, and Patrick Ewing all would have been first team. So it's unfair to those guys that they had to be second team, third team, or in Ewing's case, not even on the ballot, just because the rules were different. So Ewing had to deal with that when he finished 5th for MVP.
Enough of this, Ron. Enough of this, Ron.
Take, for example, 19.
Enough of this, Ron.
There's a whole minute and a half left.
Enough of this, Ron. Enough of this.
God. I mean,
at least he has a logic.
I do think he's right. It is unfair to those players of the past.
So take his vote away. Take his vote away. And the reason why we're taking his vote away is because we changed the rules got changed specifically for that. If you're going to vote on the old rules, you shouldn't have a vote. That's not the way this works. You don't get to vote that way. We're voting on basketball being positionless. You're still voting on basketball being 5 men. Who's the best 2 guard in the game? Who's the best lead guard in the game? Who's the best small forward in the game?
But chill, is that what it says in the voting? Like it might have opened it up. The voting might be opened up to where you can vote multiple, but it doesn't say anywhere in the voting that you have to do it that way.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So if that's the case, then at least he has a
People
logic
are saying he's not following the rules. The rule is there's no rule.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it's so chill. It doesn't say that you. It doesn't say that you have to do it that way. It doesn't say that you can't go a point guard, 2 guards, a forward, and a center. Nowhere in the rules does it say that you can't vote that way. So by that logic, at least he has a logic, right or wrong, depending whether y'all feel it should be just open. However, at least he has a logic. Now, Victor Wembanyama still got first team. He's the only person that voted that way, apparently. So I mean, shit. My main thing though is at least he had a logic, too. At least he had a logic.
I agree with him that it's unfair. I disagree. I personally wouldn't then not put Wemby first team because I think it's unfair to people of the past. I wouldn't do that. But I understand why he's doing that. I understand that. I do agree that it's unfair to the people of the past. That's something I've said many times. But he's not breaking a rule. Like, the fact that it's positionless means if you want to put 2 centers, you can. That does not mean you are obligated to put 2 centers. If you want to put 5 guards, you can. That does not mean you are obligated to put 5 guards. The rule is just, instead of it being back in the day, you have to have 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center.
That's correct.
You don't have to do that now.
Right.
Him choosing to do it how he wants as a team, that's his decision. That's not him breaking a rule.
And also on top of that, if y'all listen to, because I listen to Justin Termini at least 3 times a week. Like I listen to Justin Termini's on because I'm in the car a lot. You know what I'm saying? So he's on Sirius.
Oh, that's why you know how to say his name.
Yeah. He's on the show with Eddie Johnson. It's right before, right after the show with Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrine. So
these are the guys who you steal your takes from?
Sometimes, yeah. Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. But no, what the thing about it is, if you listen to who is it, Eddie Johnson and Justin Termini, you'll see like that's just how these dudes think. Like they're really interested in preserving everything the way it is. You know what I mean? So it's like you would expect this from Justin Termini. You know what I mean? So I don't, and if he wants to vote that way, I don't think he was wrong by having Jokic over Wemby. But then he also voted for 2 guards and 2 forwards, right?
Yes, I don't know who he voted for.
I don't know what his ballot was.
I think that is what he did. But I do want to speak to, like, I don't think it's unfair because you can counter that with, well, the guys of yesteryear didn't have to deal with a 65 game rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've made plenty of all NBA teams.
There's many examples of making all NBA not playing 65 games. Many examples.
Yeah, there were plenty of people in the past not playing 65 games, making all NBA teams. Yeah. And also the position thing is interesting because it's like, yeah, you can be a center that doesn't necessarily make all NBA because such and such, there are a multitude of centers, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like when it is now open to everybody is eligible to make any team, regardless of position, that does mean like there are guards who made a 3rd team all NBA just because they were the 5th or 6th best guard or whatnot. That doesn't necessarily mean though, like if everybody could make it, that they would have made all NBA, because it could have been an abundance of centers that made all NBA teams, or forwards, or it could have just been nothing but 2s, 3s, and 4s, and a multitude of options. So there are going to be advantages and disadvantages to whatever system that we use via all NBA, whether you do it by position, games played, etc. But like, to me, it remains an even playing field, because some things that today's players have to deal with to qualify, yesteryear didn't have to deal with. So I mean, it is what it is.
If you look to Mad Max's point, if you look, at least At least he had logic and explained himself. You know what I'm saying? Unlike how Ron lets the PCL judges just vote anything and have no reasoning behind it. At least he has. At least Justin Termini had a logical reason for why he voted the way he did.
Well, you can't bring that up because Mars had a debate with a guy who had logic. In the PCL battle, he ain't fuck with his logic though. What was the dude's name? What was his name? Mars, the one that said I spanked you in a debate. You know who I'm talking about. You went on his show.
Lamont.
Lamont. Yeah.
Mars ain't giving shit about his logic though. So
what I'm trying to make sense of is the logic that you have. If you have the logic that Joker was a better 5-man than Wemby this season, I could get with that. Are you now telling me because Joker was a better 5-man than Wemby wasn't one of the best 5 players in the game today? Is that what you're telling me? Or you're just telling me
that he's saying he was third. He's just saying that
so he was
above him was a center, so now he's second team.
Okay, so then again, so and that's the point. The point is that if it's positionless, which is what we're doing, we're doing this positionless. We actually don't have rules. You can pick the best 5 players that you can pick the best 5 players that you want to pick, or you can pick or you can pick by position. But if you're gonna pick by position, then if you pick it, then we got to have guidelines. Then we can't have it where.
I mean, he technically correct if you go by positions, though, Chill. He technically correct.
I don't think we need guidelines. I think having guidelines is what got us in this problem in the first place. I think the fact that there were guidelines back in the day is why we have people like Justin Termini still trying to follow the guidelines, even though they no longer exist, because it was unfair that the guidelines existed 30 years ago. If there were never guidelines in whenever they first introduced All-NBA team, 1955, maybe, I don't know. Whenever they first introduced them, if there was never guidelines then, guys like Patrick Ewing in 94 never would have got snubbed. That would have never happened, which means now Justin Termini would have been perfectly fine putting Wemby first team. The fact that guidelines have ever existed for this is why we end up having a problem. That does not mean now we need to add more guidelines. No, in my opinion, we have my opinion on the 6-5 game rule. The fact that there's a guideline for that is also a problem to me for the same reason that the positionless is a problem for him. It's now unfair because there's guys now who are playing 62 games who aren't making All-NBA. Meanwhile, Scottie Pippen can make All-NBA in 1998 playing 48 games. Shaq can make All-NBA in 2006 or whatever playing 50 games. Those guys made it. Meanwhile, guys now aren't making it because they're playing 60 games. That to me is unfair, but that's a guideline that's now in place. In my opinion, it shouldn't be. I think guys like Justin Termini should be allowed to vote how they see fit. There shouldn't be a 6-5 game rule. There shouldn't be position rules. If some people want to vote positionally, let them vote positionally. Some people want to follow the positionless thing, let them vote positionlessly. Like at the end of the day, like you said, Wemby made first team with 99 out of 100 votes. Justin Termini's one person didn't affect the outcome of Wemby's first team All-NBA candidacy. If it did, sure, maybe that's a bigger.
I thought you were a process of results guy.
He is
and I'm saying the process should be no rules. Not. My process is there shouldn't be a rule for this. That's my process. The outcome that comes from that, I'm perfectly fine to live with. Whatever outcomes come from an accolade that, once again, I don't care about the results of it anyway. If Wemby makes third team, all I'm going to do is say this stuff is stupid. I don't care about it anyway because Wemby's on my first team. That's the same thing I'm going to do for the fact that he wasn't unanimous first team, because guess what? I don't care that Wemby's going to not be first team for 2 people because he's on my first team. So I think the process should be, let these guys, if you trust them to make a vote, let them make the vote. Don't give them all these guidelines they need to follow to make the vote. If that's the case, they don't need these people. What's the point of having these particular people if they have to follow all these guidelines? If you trust them to make a pick, trust them to make a pick.
But you are making a.
But you can't. Let me say real quick. You can't, because then how far back do we get to use this? Oh, I'm doing this because it's unfair to history logic. You have to choose voters that are going to go with the times. It's not. He's not technically breaking a rule.
No, he's not.
Oh, no, I'm fine with him losing
but if he's sitting here saying that if the system is now, hey, we're voting off who are the best players, and you are saying that you thought Wemby was the 3rd best player in the world this year,
I'm fine with you taking away his vote.
And also, how are we going to? You can't base things off, oh, it's unfair to yesteryear. Things change, things evolve, things adapt. And so, like, what? Are we going to have a voter? What if a voter comes out and says, oh, I'm not counting I'm not counting Steph Curry's full points because he's shooting threes. And in 1970, there wasn't a 3-point line, and so some of those
people
three
did that when
attempts,
Bron
those
passed
3
Kareem.
points
Some people
don't count. Or what if we say, hey, I'm not counting dunks because back in 1955 or whatever, it was illegal to dunk a ball, so I'm not going to be counting dunk points. You have to make it be a jump shot or lay. Like we can do the unfair to history thing over and over and over again. If you have a vote in 2006 and 2026, I think you should vote based on the 2026 example, which is we're not doing it based off position. So you coming out and saying you have an outdated logic, to me, I don't care that he has a logic for it. It's outdated. We're not doing that anymore.
I agree. I'm fine with him losing his vote.
Put him on the first team.
Yeah, if he loses his vote, I don't care about that. That doesn't. I'm not saying he should or shouldn't lose it. I don't like if he loses his vote, he loses his vote. Like he's not following the rules. He's not following. He's doing things on his own volition. I'm fine with him losing his vote. I'm disagreeing with we need to add guidelines to this. That's what I'm disagreeing with. I don't think we need to add guidelines. If he loses his vote, he loses his vote. At the end of the day, he's deciding to just vote how he wants to vote. Cool. And if the NBA decides, we want you to vote position, it doesn't make sense for you to say this guy's been the third best player in the regular season, but you put him second team. So we don't trust you to be a voter anymore. I'm perfectly fine with that. That's cool. I'm disagreeing with we need to add more guidelines to this. That's my disagreement. I think there needs to be less guidelines.
Yo, chill. Mars, are you getting out of here soon? Because I have some super chats dedicated to you.
I can give you about 20 minutes.
All right, we can continue the conversation.
Okay.
All I'm saying, Mars, is that we went from one extreme to the other. Okay, we had guidelines. Now we don't have guidelines. Yet this guy is still voting according to the guidelines.
Yeah, so take his
vote. From the past. If the All NBA team is based on positionless, you don't play the 5, you don't play the 4, you don't play the 3, you don't play the 2. This is about who are the 5 best players who had the best seasons this season. Wemby had one of the 5 best seasons this season. Not just Wemby is one of the 5 best players in the game. No, Wemby had one of the 5 best seasons. He was a unanimous defensive player of the year. He averaged a double-double. And when I say a double-double, 25 and 10. There weren't many guys who did that this year. In addition to him doing that, his team was awesome. And that was largely due to him. So if you're not gonna go, if you're not gonna go with the guidelines from the past and you're just gonna vote according, Wemby was one of the 5 best players in the game today. So if when we have guys like him voting according to those guidelines, if we got a guy voting according to those guidelines, we're going to have trouble because we're going to have guys now making up votes because they see things from in the past. Like Sabonis. Sabonis got a Defensive Player of the Year vote. According to what guidelines? Like, what is he doing?
Defensive rebounding, that's your logic. Yeah, that's your logic,
That 100% is my logic of the fact that he got a defensive. But is that the guideline, or is he just voting because he likes him? And the reason why I'm asking that,
got the explanation from him.
And the reason why I'm asking that is because if the defensive player of the year, if it's close, we got a guy like this voting that way. Then we get Asia Wilson and Alana Smith having co-defensive players of the year.
Chill, Alana Smith was doing her thing last year, though.
Wasn't better than Asia, though. She was not. And the point that I'm making,
that's true.
I hope I'm not coming off as yelling, but the point that I'm making is we have if we're not gonna have guidelines, then you can't come up, you can't tell me that the guidelines that we had last year or in yesteryear, which you thought weren't fair anyway. You didn't think those guidelines were fair because you just told us that Ewing was left off the All-NBA team. Now you want to use those same guidelines to keep Wemby off. So that doesn't work.
Chill, I'm actually, the more I'm just like sitting there thinking about it, I do think it is. He's damn near breaking a rule. I mean, but
he's not breaking the rule at all.
No, if
using the
NBA
guidelines
comes out and says, "Hey, we're no longer doing it by position," and then you come out and say, "Well, I'm voting by position." I mean, it's damn near. It contradicts the spirit of what the NBA is trying to accomplish, which is we're not doing that.
We're trying to get the best 5 players.
We're not doing that. That's what they came out and said basically when they changed the rule. It's we are not doing it by position. We're doing it by best player. So for you to come out and say, "Well, I'm still doing it by position,"
no, I don't think.
Damn near breaking the rule. Damn near.
I think you kind of forcing that to be his angle a little bit.
His angle.
On the rule. No, I'm saying based on the rule because yes, the NBA has saying that the awards won't be based off of positions like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But like to Mars's point, it isn't a requirement that you can't have what you deem as first team or second team, whatever reason. Like just because his reason is, well, I vote this by positions, like he's not wrong or it's not breaking a position. I mean,
it's not Drench, because he's voting by position, and he was the problem that I'm having is the very thing that he was against, he's voting in that favor. That's why he was upset that Ewing didn't make the all-pro team.
All right,
he's voting that way, which very well kept Ewing off the all-pro team.
But you are correct about that. But what I'm saying is there is legitimately no rule saying that he can't vote that way. Like that, like so he's not breaking the rule. He just voted based on his criteria. Because if we go through everybody's criteria, we can say that about other people's shit. Like maybe they have a horrible agenda on why they didn't put a guy first or second team. So he's not necessarily breaking a rule. Yes, the NBA has said that it's not just about positions anymore, but you still get leeway to do that if that's what you deem that way, if that makes sense. But I do understand Chill's point, and I definitely understand Real Talk's point. It's just the idea that I'm with Mars. The guidelines and the rules is the reason why we had that bullshit ass issues back in the day. So he did what he did. I don't agree with him, but he did what he did.
I personally think it's some bullshit, but I just really don't care. Because my opinion isn't going to change it. He's still going to have his vote, and it just is what it is. And so, like, my only pushback on this is, so since the league has become positionless, like a guy like Chet is technically a center, but he plays power forward, but he can be a center too. So what happens when you have a guy that legitimately plays 2 or 3 positions? What would he classify Stephon Castle as?
But I just did some people had Jokic first team and Embiid second, and Embiid first team because they could argue Jokic played some minutes of the 4. Like that's how some people do it.
I just did some research though, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So it does say here for the team composition, it does say that voters are actually required to select 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center in name. But the overall top 15 vote getters are slotted into the first, second, and third teams regardless of their position.
So what are they required to do then? Yeah, so what are they required to do?
Look, like this you see that? That's Google. That's Google. It ain't me.
So essentially what it is that I am required.
Then how did Wemby get 99 votes then?
That's what I'm saying. So
they probably voted him as a forward. Probably voted him as a forward. Some people probably put him in as a forward.
I don't know if that's true, Ox.
But then how did Cade, Luka, and Shea all get?
Yeah,
maybe they got one of them as a shooting guard or something. I don't know. But look, I'm
going to go on the NBA website.
I'm gotta go on the NBA website.
Do that because it says this, and this is just from Google. So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
could be wrong.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta go to
it may be doing that AI thing that AI.
Yeah, sometimes it'll pull from past references or historical references.
AI is not your friend, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to know that.
I mean, AI is going
to take your job.
Because from what Ox just said, it sounds like these guys had to vote for 15 players, 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center, and then we decide after all the votes are tallied up who is first team, who is second team, not positions, by the way, even though we're voting for positions. Who is first team, who is second team, and who is third team? When in reality, if we're just doing that, why don't we just vote for 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center?
Yeah, I
just want to make sure I'm not bugging out.
We do have to see. I think Mars is trying to look at it. I also don't trust people that sound like that when they talk. You know, people that sound like their mouth is producing a lot of spit when they talk. I don't like that. I don't like that.
But
unless you're a young lady I'm interested in.
My biggest thing is it's just like, like if you are doing positional, the game is not played the same now as it was in the 90s, 2000s, 80s. You don't have a clear-cut point guard. You don't have a clear-cut shooting guard, small forward.
Tyrese Halliburton is a clear-cut point guard, Ron.
Okay, but is Stephon Castle? Is Stephon Castle? Is Tyrese Maxey? Is De'Aaron Fox even a point guard right now, or is he a shooting guard? Because he plays off the ball. So they start 2-point guards.
Okay, so
I'm just saying, like, are the Thunder starting 2 centers? I'm saying, chill. All I'm saying is, like, chill. Like, yes, we can go and label certain guys. We can do that. Yep. But your label might be different from the next person's label. It's not as clear cut as it used to be. It's not as cut and dry. You knew Scottie Pippen was a small forward. Even though he had point guard responsibilities, he was a small forward. You knew that certain said player was a point guard. Somebody chill. You just mentioned Anthony Edwards. Somebody might think Anthony Edwards is a point guard because he handles a majority of their ball handling responsibilities. So it's like when it's him and Dante DiVincenzo out there, who's really their point guard?
Well, it's plenty of times when Isaiah moved over to the 2 for Joe Dumars. That's happened before, but we always knew that Isaiah was the lead guard.
But that's the point I'm making, though.
That's what he played primarily. That's the point Ron making. Like, the shit ain't as cut and dry as it used to be. Like, we got so many damn tweeners. Like, it's a lot of people, and I'm one of them, that argue if SGA is a point guard. Like, me personally, I think he's a shooting guard, but if you're willing to say he's a point guard, it's cool. Like, I'm not mad at it, but it's just never been as, like, it's not as cut and dry as it used to be, like in the early 2000s.
It didn't say it says 2 guards. It doesn't say 2 point guards. It doesn't say two guards. Okay. It says 2 guards.
Like Kobe and T-Mac.
Right. It doesn't say 2. It doesn't say 2. It says 2 forwards. It doesn't say 2 power forwards. It doesn't say 2 small forwards. It says 2 forwards. That's what it is. So,
hey, Morris, I'm looking on Google. I found a video of you.
Shout out to Gemini.
I don't know. I didn't watch it yet.
Just say yes, because it's a video of me, more than likely.
You're right.
Well, since Google's glazing you, Mars, we'll continue to glaze you a little bit more up here. I have a super chat. Well, it's a members chat from ItZO2. Said, happy 32nd birthday to the Martian. Also, y'all disrespectful as F when it comes to Wemby and the Spurs. I got the Knicks, but to say they smoke them is crazy.
Until they smoke them, then all of a sudden it's not crazy.
Yeah. It's not disrespectful.
Chill. What are you gonna do?
So real talk. Oh, I'm sorry. As you were saying, real talk.
Nah, I just wanted to ask you, what are you gonna do if the Knicks win the championship? Like,
he's now picking them. By the way, you weren't here. He's now picking them to win.
I'll see. The reason why, and that's why he sent that, because I posed the question: is it ridiculous for me to think that the way that the Knicks have been playing recently, coming into these playoffs, is it ridiculous for me to think that whoever comes out of the Western Conference, they could smoke them? Is it ridiculous for me to think that? The way that the Knicks have been playing.
This is what Chill does, right? He picks a team. This year is the Cavs. Mm-hmm. So when his team gets obliterated, as we all expected, the team that beat the Cavs, he now puts on a pedestal because he couldn't see the Cavs losing, especially in the fashion in which they did. So that must mean the Knicks are actually the best team.
It just looks better when you lose to the champ.
No way.
It looks better when you lose to the
Cavs got manhandled like this by a team that's going to get mocked in the final.
It just looks better when you lose to the champ.
They just get blitzed by the team that happened to blitz everyone.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's actually not that bad. That's all this is right now. That's literally all this is.
It just looks better when you lose to the champ. That's really what it is, Mars.
They might do it, so it might be fine for you.
To your point,
that's what's going on.
It just looks better when you lose to the champ. That's all it is. But I really had that question. Like that was a legit question.
It's possible. I think they could handle San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying they would. I think they have the capability to do that if everything goes right. I don't see a world in which they handle OKC. They might beat them. I don't see a world in which they just run them out of the building. I don't see that happen.
Real talk. I
think
really
both
want
of those
200.
teams are too good for them to be ran out the gym or handled per se. Now I do think, like, if you're saying, are you saying handled as in like point margin that they win by or number of games? Because I don't see like a close 5 games, but that's considered like a short series. But if like every game comes down to the last couple of seconds or something like that, to me that still wouldn't qualify as handled. in my opinion. So, like, what are you saying by handle?
Means just comfortably winning. Maybe that's you winning 6, but you blew them out 4 times, and you lost 2 close ones. I would say you handled that team. If you sweep a team, but you win every game by an average margin of 2 points, I would just say you had the best clutch execution of all time. But I want to say you handled that team. Denver versus LA, even like low key Boston versus Brooklyn in 22. Like that was a sweep, but those games were very like close. Like I do think close sweeps exist, contrary to like I don't know popular.
Denver, it just didn't exist this series.
No,
this wasn't a close sweep.
No, it was not. They mopped the floor with them dudes. Yes, they did.
All right, y'all. Steve-O said, happy birthday to Mars. Me and my dad are also born May 26th. Shout out to us. Best birthday, I guess.
Damn, sharing the dad.
It's the best one I've had so far, yeah.
Sharing a birthday with your dad, that sucks to be your dad. The nigga can't even get his own shit.
Facts.
Man. Shit.
Edo05 said, Dub Mars, D Mitch Asterclass got a 30-second segment, by the way.
No need to be surprised.
I said all I can say about him
last night.
See, you come to my side, Jordan. You've realized there's no point repeating the same stuff about Donovan Mitchell. Just let people come to the realization when they come to it.
Yeah. I don't think he was asked last night, real talk. I thought he was
played well last night.
I mean, shit, I can't tell you what happened past the second quarter.
But see, I'm gonna say this though, because like I said, the narrative has been I've been hating on Donovan Mitchell. It's not that, it's just, bro, I understand like some shit you just gotta do to turn a page. Like, just go across the street and go look at the New York Knicks. When the Knicks need something from Jalen Brunson, we not questioning where's Jalen Brunson. What is Jalen Brunson doing? Like
saying the whole playoffs wasn't us.
Yes, it's just like, bro, when we see Cleveland needs somebody to close the game, why the fuck is Donovan Mitchell in the corner? Jalen Brunson closing these games. That's all I was saying about this shit. It's levels to this shit, bro. Like that's just he played good last game. Great, but you play good when you down fucking 20. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that shit.
I mean, that's not his fault. He scored like 20 in the first half. So
but we both know
down that much that quick. I mean,
but we both know being the guy, it's not all about scoring points. Donovan Mitchell can score with the best of them. When he got it going, he can score with the best of them when he got it going. How else do he impact the game, though? That's the real question.
More. That's what he does. He scores more.
Yeah, but he can't score enough. So now what? Yeah,
he's not his fault because he left for 40.
That's my problem with D Mitch. That's why I said he's better off as a number 2, because you let your number 2 do that shit, bro. You don't let no number 1. The only way you can impact the game is by scoring. What number 1s is like that in the NBA? That's successful. How many has ever been successful where you can just score the basketball and that's it?
I mean, there are people up here that think Jaylen Brown's a real number 1, and
Jaylen Brown impact the game on the defense.
Jaylen Brown can give you stuff on defense, but
I thought we were talking about offensive. Offensively, all he does really is score. Doesn't really.
Iverson, you guys didn't watch Iverson.
Yeah, you clearly didn't watch Allen Iverson. That nigga clearly dominated.
I'm becoming an Iverson defender. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Dominated the game. Like
Ron Iverson was not just a bucket getter. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, you just didn't see it because you didn't watch it. Like, bro, AI put his fingerprint. First of all, just the off-ball action. Donovan Mitchell don't even move enough off the fucking ball to be
true.
Like to be 2 games. Part. He did it for Game 7 against Detroit and Game 1 against the Knicks. He did it for 2 games.
And they good at that shit. Like, bro, I really had. If I show y'all my computer, I really have probably 20 clips of all season of when Donovan Mitchell is moving off the fucking ball. The Cavaliers look good as a motherfucker. But for some reason, they expect him to do that same bullshit ass shit, going left, step back, pull back, snatch back. And it's like, yo, part of it is Kenny Atkinson, but part of it is Donovan Mitchell, bro. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm tired of being called a Donovan Mitchell hater. So I just stay out these conversations. It is what it is. Now, call me a Steph Curry hater all you want. I'm admitting that. I hate that little motherfucker. I'm just telling you.
I mean, also playing with a loser like James Harden.
Hey,
facts.
Hey, I'm not gonna say that because I'm campaigning for James to come back on home. Come on home, James. Come on.
No. He hasn't disappointed you enough.
We got the nigga. He don't disappoint me more than Amin Thompson do. Shit, come on home, James. Come on home. We got
to give up Amin Thompson.
Boy, I could argue Amin Thompson was better in his one series than any series.
I think Amin Thompson is definitely better than James Harden right now. And I would definitely take him over James.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say all of that.
Yeah, I disagree with that. But if I had to trade Amin for James Harden right now, I wouldn't do it. Just the fact that James fucking old, and that nigga get older every day. That nigga get older every day, boy. It's like, God damn, boy, your ass showing your age right now. That nigga get old. I swear to God, as this series went on, I'm like, damn, James look older than he was last game. Like, damn. But, you know, it is what it is. He need to go maybe miss the playoffs for a year or some shit. Maybe he can get some miles back if he missed the playoffs for a year.
All right, Derek Mitchell sent through $10 and said, happy birthday, Mars. Hope you had a great day of celebration. FYI, it should always be the Stevie Wonder happy birthday rendition when singing happy birthday.
I don't know the Stevie Wonder joint, but
happy birthday to you.
Oh, that's Stevie Wonder?
Yeah, that's him.
Shit, I thought that was somebody else. Shit. That one of them eyes.
Stevie. Nope, that's Stevie Wonder.
Didn't he made that for like a specific reason too? What was it? Do you know?
I don't know. No, I don't.
It was something like activist wise or something.
He don't, real talk. He don't know who the fuck he made it for. He ain't like he seen it, so just fuck it.
Trent, you going to hell, yo? With gasoline. As you were saying, Rob.
So, I mean, according to some people, Stevie Wonder really ain't like, you know, like it's just it's a gimmick.
Bullshit. That nigga, if that nigga can see that shit on his head, he'd be surprised.
All right, Randy Ballin said, real or fake? Happy birthday, Mars.
Thank you.
For sure. That nigga see shit all the way in the back.
That is crazy. The next super chat I got a couple for you too, Chill. The next super chat I got is right here. From Deem the Dream 91 said, Bumba Clot, my Knicks in the finals. Chill. Hold that L. Stop playing with my Knicks. Brunson is everything Mitchell isn't. Respect OG, Sham, and the Cap. And happy belated or not belated G-Day, Mars.
Thank you.
What is that, Chill?
He's holding the L.
Oh, boy. Hey, man, I'm so desensitized on Twitter. I don't even know if that's the right word. When a nigga get to doing shit with their hands, I think they doing diagrams. So I don't.
Just holding it. That's all.
Hey, I didn't see too much, boy. Them women be on there. Be like,
I don't know what timeline you got.
Shit, boy.
Oh man,
I gotta bookmark that motherfucker, boy. I'm learning every day, boy. Real talk, know what I'm talking about, boy. I'm learning every day. Boy, go try my food.
Can we change subjects through $10 and said if KD is Slim Reaper, Harden is the Chubby Reaper. He destroys every team he goes to. We not forgetting what he did to the Clippers or did in the Clippers, and some people were saying he's better than Kawhi. Yeah, I remember that.
I definitely was saying that.
What did he do in the Clippers?
This. David Blaine Act.
This ain't defend James Harden Day, and I ain't got time. So, cool.
As you were saying, Ron.
Shout out James.
Hey, Jordan.
What? See, real talk know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how
Houston is freaked out right now. I'm telling you.
I don't know how they got on my timeline either.
Sure.
You guys watch some stuff. I'm an innocent being. So answer Zay Allen's super chat. No, I don't think Brunson's better than Steve Nash. There you go.
Thank you, Zay Allen, for sending through that super chat.
I don't think so neither.
Hey, I had to press not interested on that motherfucker. I like, man, come on, man. I work hard to clean up my timeline.
Shout out to Brunson.
Yes, shout out to Jalen Brunson. He's awesome.
He won a championship. He better than Nash. I don't give a damn what +10 net rating offense you want to bring.
No,
Nash, championship.
Hey, real talk, low key.
I mean, tell me why he not.
Low key.
I'm saying though.
Low key.
I mean, I ain't know you was. I don't even think you that type of guy. I just think you are when it comes to hating on Steve Nash. So that's cool. You know, silly.
I am more accolade driven than you are. I will say that.
I would hope.
It's not number one. 10. It's not number one for me, but like, yeah, if Jalen Brunson wins a championship and he performs well. Now let me add that in there. If he performs well in the finals,
they're not winning if he doesn't get busy. They're not.
That's also true. I do believe that as well. Mm-hmm. So like, if they win, he performs well in that kind of situation. Yeah, nigga, he better than Steve Nash.
I vehemently disagree.
Vehemently.
That's
I don't think he's better than Steve Nash, but it is what it is, man. Shout out to
I can appreciate the championship logic, but I don't think he's better than
Low key championship or not.
Boy, y'all be hyping.
Yeah, I mean, I know where you stand. Man. That's cool.
Brunson got my respect, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That nigga got my respect. I counted Brunson.
Mine too.
He do so much shit other than just be a bobblehead and score the basketball. So
he proved he proved that we could get there with him. That's what he proved to me.
Bro, the nigga impact on winning is just like
he proved that to me. I'm straight. I don't need to see if they win it, that'll just for me, that'll just be the icing on the cake. But he proved that he could get us there. He's that good. He proved that to me.
And shout out to Ron, because Ron was cooking earlier, but all y'all was cooking when y'all was talking about the pay cut that he took. But even for the Knicks front office, for them to go get winners, for them to go get a squad that won in college and said, I've been saying this shit for years. If niggas won in college and all of them is good to play in the NBA, I'm trying my hardest to get them niggas on the same team. Like, because it's something about winning. Like, bro, winners know how to win. I don't give a fuck what level you won at. If you won a championship in high school, you won a championship in college, you won a championship in the NBA, winners know how to win. It's a part of, like, it's certain shit that some people that may be lost can't speak on. So for you to go get Mikal Bridges, then they had Dante too. I bet they wish they could keep Dante. Mm-hmm. But if you had Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and Jalen Brunson on one team, come on, man. Like, I'm not, like, this is how you build a franchise right here. You go study who wins and say, I need that on my team. Like, yeah, this guy might be scoring a lot of points. He might shoot a lot, shoot good from three-pointers. But what was the nigga record in college? Not saying that's the end-all be-all, because the niggas would say Dylan Harper. That's a different ballgame. I'm just saying for the most part, I'm looking for winners. I'm going to that UConn pro. Shout out Stephon Castle though.
And what did he do on that group in order for them to win? Like Josh Hart led that group. Josh Hart led that Villanova team in rebounding. He was their dirty work guy.
Yeah, and he's there now.
He's their dirty work guy. Yep. Jalen Brunson, when he was on Villanova, he was the best point guard in the country.
Yeah, I forgot about Cat.
Yeah,
they didn't win, but them niggas went to the fucking national championship. Like, Cat a part of that too, and he been to 3 conference finals back to back. Now he in the NBA finals, bro. I'm recruiting winners, bro. Like, that's all I want. I want winners on this squad. I want people that know how to win. That's what I'd be looking for as a scout.
Y'all really be hyping this goddamn Steve Nash character, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. The fact that some people in the chat acting like, oh, you can't put Jalen Brunson in a Steve Nash conversation. You niggas really think Steve Nash got that much better at age 30? He went from a third-team All-NBA caliber player to an MVP candidate at 30 years old, and you're telling me that doesn't have more to do with who he went to go play for and who he was playing with and how they were playing basketball than him being that
how was that relevant?
Can't we say the same thing? Not only how is that relevant, can't we say the same thing about Jalen Brunson, who he was playing with previous and who he went to go play with?
Yeah, but
Mike Brunson wasn't 30. Chill.
Mike changed Steve Nash's game. I made that argument 4 years ago, and I was telling niggas that. I said, bro, go look at what he was doing on the Mavericks. Maybe it's a small point differential, whatever the case it may be, but just go look at what he was doing on the Mavericks. And niggas want to act like he made Sean Marion. Bro,
hell no.
That's why I was telling them that. I'm like, go watch Sean Marion. Yes, he made him more started. Yes, he made him more efficient, but go watch Sean Marion before Steve Nash got there. That's all I was trying to tell niggas. But niggas
they don't know he averaged 20 before Steve Nash was even there.
Yes, before he got there. So
he was an all-star before Steve Nash was there.
Bruh, I keep telling folks, you know that, but it is what it is, though. But real talk,
we got dumb niggas. We got dumb niggas in the chat talking about Steve Nash had the best relative of. And he did it in Dallas. Mind you, they were also doing that with another very offensive-led head coach in Don Nelson, with one of the best offensive players in the league at the time and all time, and Dirk Nowitzki. Stop acting like he was, even in Dallas, he was playing with a very offensive forward head coach and with another all-time great offensive player in Dirk Nowitzki. He got better once there. He goes, plays with for Mike D'Antoni. And I'm not even saying that Steve Nash isn't good. I think Steve Nash is a great player. I really do. I think he's a great player. But the conversations in which y'all try to put him in, or the conversations that we have about him because he was plus 10 relative offense or whatnot, when he's playing in a system that's basically 15 to 20 years ahead of its time. They were getting up threes at a volume the league had seen before. They're playing spread pick and roll with one of the best vertical spacers and 3 other shooters on the court.
So if we're doing that, then we got to. So if we're doing that, real talk, then we got to use that same logic with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. They were playing ahead of their time.
You got to use it for Jalen Brunson right now.
Right.
Not even about just playing ahead of his time, but because you're bringing up who he played with, the style of play, all that shit as a knock to Steve Nash. Like you have to be able to play like that. You have to be able to speed the ball game up, make good decisions. You have to be a decision maker. You have to be a bucket, which he was. You have to be a hell of a distributor, which he was. He was both of those. He was a bucket when he needed to be. He was a distributor all the time. Shawn Marion was amazing before and after Steve Nash. Amari Stoudemire was amazing before and after Steve Nash. That's not a knock to Steve Nash. Like, okay, so if Jalen Brunson didn't have Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby playing defense on the wings, Cat and Josh Hart rebounding the way they do, would this he wouldn't be good anymore? He would be overrated. He'd be an overrated bum now. Is that what you're saying?
No, the point in which I'm making is, first off, to me, the Knicks aren't playing a forward style of basketball that's 10 years ahead of its time. So Jalen Brunson isn't playing with the same schematic advantage that Steve Nash was in Dallas and in Phoenix. Like he's not. He's just quite literally not. And so when I'm saying the argument for Steve Nash a lot of the times isn't necessarily his individual statistics, because it's now, 15 and 11 is really good, but it's not, oh my goodness, this is what I'm going to use to argue for Steve Nash. What Steve Nash whole argument for a lot of people is, oh, he has the best. Like 5 of his offenses are relative to era the best offenses ever. And so my counter to that would be, well, look in the environment in which he's playing offense relative to his league.
An environment that he was instrumental
the whole game.
In an environment that he was instrumental in creating. I'll tell you like this Knicks team will be better than Steve Nash, and that Suns team will be worse with Jalen Brunson.
No. Hell no.
Absolutely.
Hell no.
Absolutely.
I completely disagree to the point where Steve Nash makes this Knicks team worse. They're not in the finals with Steve Nash. And vice versa, that team with Jalen Brunson, they might have went to the finals. They're the most valuable thing that a player can do. I love defense, and I love motherfuckers that can pass the ball. I love people that can rebound. I love people that have all the intangibles, all of that. I know. But what I'm saying is the most valuable thing from a number one or from a superstar or from a team's best player is being able to go and score 20 points in the fourth quarter when it matters most. The most valuable thing is when we're down 20, when we're down. So that game 1 against the Cavs, the most valuable thing was him saying, James Harden, bring your ass over here. I'm putting you in the blender and I'm carrying this team back. Steve Nash ain't do that shit like that. He was not doing it like that. Like we watched Jalen Brunson. We watched Jalen Brunson. No, I'm talking about Steve Nash's games. I'm not saying that there. No, I'm not saying that there. No, it's not. I'm not saying that there wasn't times.
Y'all wasn't watching Steve Nash frying ISO.
I'm not saying that there wasn't times where Steve Nash didn't get buckets.
Steve Nash not an ISO demon.
I'm not saying that there wasn't times where Steve Nash didn't get buckets. The nigga averaged 15 points. Thank you. He averaged 15 points.
But you know why?
It is a mile gap between them and scorers.
No, because Steve Nash, if he was on this team right now, he still wouldn't have to average a whole bunch of points. He could do this and average 17.
Oh, yeah. So OG Anunoby's going to average 24 points because he's that good, and Steve Nash is going to make him even better. And Karl Anthony Towns is going to average 30 and 15. Yes. No, that's not going to happen.
Because Karl Anthony Towns doesn't have to stand there ISO because Steve Nash will get him off. Y'all don't it's that simple. It's that simple.
Karl Anthony Towns is good. He's not like that, though. He's good. He's not like that. He's not.
This Steve Nash hate shit is this Steve Nash hate shit.
It's not hate.
It's not hate. It is
to say Jalen Brunson's better than him is hate.
Because it's such a reach. You niggas are.
It's not a reach. I'm telling. No, I'm not just saying anything. Jalen Brunson won clutch player of the year. Jalen Brunson has averaged 25, 26, 27 plus since he got on the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, when it comes to scoring that fucking ball, is one of them ones. Steve Nash isn't. What I'm trying to say is them as point guards, I would rather take Jalen Brunson's carry ability because I know he can carry the scoring load through a full playoff run.
Y'all wouldn't even be in the championship.
Just like Steve Nash was never in a championship. Perfect.
Why? But why? What happened?
What do you mean why?
What happened? Y'all remember when everybody got suspended?
That wasn't his only year.
That wasn't his only good team.
Okay, but this is Jalen Brunson's only year coming. So if it's just a one for one.
All right, but he was able to do it. He was able to do it.
He was able to do it, and he's been in the conference finals multiple times. Bro, again, this isn't Nash hate. When we did the PG list, I have Nash as one of the
and a nigga like halfway through his career.
That's not the point. But I do think it gets exaggerated, in my opinion, when y'all sit there and argue. This isn't really your argument, Ox, because you don't even talk basketball. I'm talking about the people that sit there and go relative offense. When you have to ignore when you use that, you have to simply put your head in the sand and ignore the offensive environment. And no, I don't just do this with Steve Nash. If you've listened to me for any amount of time now, I do tax players accordingly, in my opinion. The same niggas that do this with Magic Johnson, I do that with him because he's sitting there fast breaking all game. I do this with a lot of people. If I feel like you are playing in a system, but this is more so Nash than even Magic Johnson. If you are playing in a system, Nash is playing in a system 10, 15 years ahead of its time. He's playing with volume three-point shooters at multiple positions. He's playing with an Amari Stoudemire, who a lot of times they even shifted to the 5. I also don't like the fact that they use relative offense when a lot of the times Don Nelson and Mike D'Antoni didn't even worry or concern themselves about balancing lineups to have a good defensive unit out there as well as a good offense. They said, to hell with defense, we're going all in on offense. We're going to put all the shooters on the court. We're not worried about Amari Stoudemire's lack of rim pro and all of that at the 5. We're going to put Amari at the 5 because we're going all in on offense. So when I know that, I'm not going to sit there and just be like, oh, yeah, Steve Nash is this great because relative offensive rating. Like, he had 2 head coaches that are willing to go all offense damn near all the time. That very few teams in the league do that. People are saying,
all right, Reggie Miller's a better shooter than Steph Curry. Reggie Miller's a better shooter than Steph Curry. That's all I heard when you just said. Everything you said, the only thing I got from that is that Reggie Miller's a better shooter.
Remotely the same
because
thing.
Steph Curry was way ahead of his time, shooting 13 threes a game, while Reggie was only shooting 6. That's why. Simple.
It's not remotely the same thing.
And then you're ignoring, and you guys are doing such a good job putting them fucking blindfolds over your eyes and not understanding that system only worked because they had Steve Nash.
No, I just believe that Jalen Brunson would go in that system. If I gave Jalen Brunson the ball every possession and said, you know what, Jalen Brunson, we got to get a shot up in 7 seconds. Jalen Brunson would average 33.
He'd be running down chucking shit.
Oh, yes, and he would average 33.
And losing.
He would be chucking shit and average just like Steve Nash was doing. Just like Steve Nash was doing.
So Steve Nash was just losing.
I mean, if Jalen Brunson would do this, okay, then Jalen Brunson would be winning. Then Jalen Brunson would be winning.
All right. Like he has none of the skill set that Steve Nash has.
He doesn't have to. You know he doesn't have to have this thing.
Yes, he does.
No, that's not.
In that system, I'm gonna tell you. No, he does. I'm gonna tell you because you just told me about him being in that system. You have to also be able to speed the game up, make good decisions, score when you need to, be a floor general. Jalen Brunson is only a floor general.
You don't have to do that.
Yes, you do in that system. Yes, you do. In that system, yes, you do. Yes, you do in that system. I'm not talking about in general. I'm talking about that.
To run a bunch of pick and rolls. Jalen Brunson could have ran a bunch of pick and rolls with Amari Stoudemire and Sean Marion and been ultra effective.
How come all year? And this was the only thing that almost got me down in the Knicks was Jalen Brunson's lack of ability to involve Karl Anthony Towns in the basketball game. We talked about that so many times up here. The chat, y'all remember it. Y'all too remember it. Drench, if he's still here, he remembers it. We talked about this. His lack of ability to involve Karl Anthony Towns in the basketball game was something that we had a big issue with. Now, we will never have that issue with Steve Nash.
I mean, so Steve Nash is better at involving his co-stars than Jalen Brunson, 100%.
If we got to speed the game up, to the ability where what Real Talk was just talking about, that supersonic, ultra advanced shit that they were doing that nobody else is ready for, you need somebody that can control the pace of the game, distribute to his teammates, and still not throw the ball into the fifth row. You got a guy that could also score at will and score quick. Not dribble the ball for 15 seconds, elbow, shoulder, head fake. No, quick buckets. Steve Nash has the skill set to do it. Jalen Brunson does not.
See, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. A dude averaging 20, like y'all make it seem like Jalen Brunson just can't pass. Then and on top of that, like yes, I know Steve Nash was making elite reads. It's not hard to come off a pick and roll and make what? I never said he was an elite playmaker. I'm just saying that's what we're talking about right now. It's not. Yes, and we're talking about an elite playmaker or an elite passer versus an elite scorer. Jalen Brunson
ain't that.
He's an elite scorer.
Yes. Okay. Look. Wait 1 second. This is one thing I gotta say. Just because in that MVP years he averaged 15 points does not mean that we didn't see Steve Nash. Absolutely,
we did
get buckets, right? Steve Nash is much closer.
Jalen Brunson.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Because that's all he can do.
No, I said we've seen Jalen Brunson floor general a game as far as
he had 19 and 14 in game 2 he had 19 and 14. In game 2 he had 19 and 14.
A bunch of assists don't make you a playmaking floor general, and y'all know that.
Okay, getting buckets in every other game or every 3 games doesn't make you a bucket getter. So we're saying the same thing about both guys.
No, wait. There's a difference here. Getting a lot of buckets does make you a bucket getter. Absolutely.
And getting a lot of assists does make you a floor general.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That just means you pass it to a nigga that shot the ball.
That's what the Suns' offense. That's the point I'm making. The Suns' offense was literally run and gun, jack up the first shot you can get.
Literally would manipulate the whole floor, dribbling from this side of the court.
All right, bro. You sound like Gifted right now, bro. All right.
Hey, I appreciate that. Gifted be cooking. I appreciate that. Thank you. Shout out my nigga Gifted. Detroit in the building. Look, Steve Nash was literally manipulating shit, pulling defenses this way, throwing the ball that way on some shit like I don't understand what we're doing right now.
What I'm not trying to chat, please, Ox, please.
Steve Nash is floor general.
I'm not trying to take
Ron. Don't let these niggas, because the chat half.
I'm not even looking at the chat.
No, because half the chat just goes along with anything Mars says, and Mars has been big upping Steve Nash for years, so niggas is gonna be on dick. We already know that.
Yeah, but this is me though, and the chat don't do that with me.
We can have a conversation with Ox, because I don't know what gimmick Ox is doing right now. It's not. I'm not saying
this isn't a gimmick.
But I'm just saying.
I appreciate
what,
no, it's a gimmick.
To me, what I'm saying is this: is what I'm saying. Jalen Brunson, I think it is very disingenuous to sit here and be like, "Oh, Jalen Brunson. We haven't seen Jalen Brunson be a real floor general and manipulate a basketball game with his passing and playmaking. We quite literally have." Well, then you're not watching Jalen Brunson enough. Just like I wouldn't even sit here and say that Steve Nash can't score. It's not even. I don't even think that's Ron's argument either. We know Steve Nash can score the basketball. We know that. The reason why I've had Steve Nash over people like Tyrese Halliburton, even though their production and efficiency looks the same, it's because I've watched Steve Nash. I've watched Tyrese Halliburton. Steve Nash is a better scorer of the basketball than Tyrese Halliburton, regardless of them having similar.
He's a better everything than Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, he's better than Tyrese Halliburton. I agree.
Shit.
So again, this isn't me knocking or saying that Steve Nash isn't a great guard. But again, for people like Z07, who the whole argument be relative offensive rating, you have to look at the offense in which they're playing in. That is fair in my opinion.
No, that's fair. That's very
if your
fair.
whole argument is going to be based off relative offensive rating. What the fuck are we doing?
Wait, real talk.
Now, if you want to talk about him, if you want to talk about him as a, and now if you want to talk about him as a player, then cool. But again, I know a lot of Steve Nash defenders. They start off, their main point is, well, look, he's leading all of the best relative offenses. Like, yeah, let's not get into that then. When niggas not shooting threes, and his team is out there jacking threes the whole game.
Real talk. Well, let's not get into that. Because I also actually I think Jalen Brunson's probably a better individual basketball player as opposed to a team construct in winning amongst my teammates. I think that's where Steve Nash thrives. I think Jalen Brunson can more so stand alone because he's a better ISO bucket getter, which I still think you guys are underrating Steve Nash in a little bit. But real talk, why won't you address the chat? Why are you ignoring the chat? Ron, why are you two not up? Why are you two? Because why are y'all knocking this system thing, but y'all won't talk about the triangle offense? Y'all won't talk about Derek Fisher and Shaquille O'Neal. Y'all won't. I
haven't knocked the system. Jackson. I just think Jalen Brunson will be better in that system than he will be, or just as good.
Ron Artest. Y'all won't talk about Ron Artest and Pau Gasol. Y'all won't talk about Derek Fisher. Why won't y'all talk about Lamar Odom? Why won't y'all? Please don't play with Derek Fisher right now. Why won't you? I'm just saying. Why won't you talk? Why won't you talk? Wait. Why won't you talk about a perfect situation with the ultimate leader, the ultimate second, third level point guard in Derek Fisher, a hell of a shooter. Why don't you talk about a hell of a defender in Rick Fox, a hell of a shooter and athlete in Robert Horry? Why don't you talk about the most dominant force
on the team? Kobe was taking a lot of the main
assignments. Why won't you talk about the most dominant force to ever live in Shaquille O'Neal in the triangle offense?
Kobe gets taxed about having Shaq as a teammate 25-8. That happens 25-8.
So is this why you're comparing Sean Marion to Shaquille O'Neal? Because that's what I'm hearing.
Sean Marion, you're just saying shit. Well, that's
no. Well, hold on. I am just saying. I am saying shit, but it's I'm saying shit for a reason because y'all talking about how dope Sean Marion is.
Who up here compares Sean Marion to Shaq?
Well, I put those together. I put those together for the people because that's basically what's going on. Because we're talking about that 20 per game that Sean Marion averaged before Steve Nash and how good Sean Marion was. So I mean, who was better, Sean Marion or Shaquille O'Neal? You know what I'm saying? Who was better, Mike D'Antoni or Phil Jackson? You know what I mean? Like, can we please talk about this?
Honestly,
if you get knocked for this system, you got to get knocked for that system.
I honestly have no clue what this has to do with Jalen Brunson being better than Steve Nash. I'm not even getting into the system and all of that stuff. I'm merely saying that I think Jalen Brunson, if you put Steve Nash on this Knicks right now, I don't think they go as far or are as good with Steve Nash as opposed to Jalen Brunson. And vice versa. I think Jalen Brunson will be just as good, if not better, in that Sun system.
Kobe Bryant's efficiency and all of that would jump up.
Then Amari Stoudemire ain't who you say he is. Then
would be better.
Jalen Brunson be getting in the way.
Their statistical Kobe's and Michael Jordan's at that. I'll even throw in Mike if we're talking about the triangle. Their statistical profile would go up if they were playing with the ball all the time, in pick and roll all the time, with shooters all the time. The year MJ averaged the 32, 8, and 8 is when they put the ball in his hands, right? And then they let him be the ball handler, decision maker for the majority of the season. That's how I know you don't know what you're talking about now. Respectfully, I ain't gonna lie, bro. If you don't think that Kobe Bryant could pass and play make to a better extent and spread pick and roll, then we don't have to.
If it's spread pick and roll, then he gonna see a one-on-one defender, and he just gonna chuck. That's
what
Kobe did.
Facts.
Nigga was a ball hawk.
Facts.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and dive back into these super chats. Salute to Jalen Brunson and salute to Steve Nash. We'll definitely have more Jalen Brunson conversations and more Jalen Brunson comparisons as he continues to win. Mason sent through $10 and said, this is why analytics have to be used in its proper context. At the end of the day, the truth is discovered through human eyes and context that supports what has been seen. So, in other words, use your eyes more and use the analytics less. Thank you, Mason. Appreciate you for sending that through. Ugly Speaks said, chill. The 94 Knicks or this year's Knicks team, not taking nothing away from this team, just asking. Who you guys got?
I don't know.
Patrick Ewing was still so nasty back in '94, though.
I'm gonna go with recency bias. I'm gonna go with this team.
Facts.
Yeah, they got OG Anunoby. I'm gonna go with this team too.
Anime is cool said that process over outcome stuff is getting overblown now. At the end of the day, you play ball to win. If your process leads to L's, you got to change it.
Thank you. Because I was trying to get to that, but I realized Chill was trying to get a point off, and I had cut him off so many times. I didn't want to keep doing that, so I didn't get that takeoff. That process over results shit is cool if we're talking about youth basketball. You know what I'm saying? If we're talking about youth basketball, middle school, and even a certain level of high school basketball, yeah, that's fine. After that shit, I don't give a damn about none of that process over results shit, man. We're here to win.
Yeah, I'm 100% with that. The only thing that Buddy could have said that I would have kind of agreed with, and that's why I said for me, he just gets a whole L when he said we won analytically. It's a million analytics out here. What exact analytic are you talking about? Because it's a shit ton of analytics that I don't agree with. So that's why I can't give him the benefit of the doubt on that. But if he would have said something like, we got the looks we wanted, we got the shots we wanted, we got the mismatches we wanted, or all of that, we ran the defensive scheme we wanted, we just didn't win, I could have got with him on that. Like it's been plenty of times. And I wouldn't even have had no problem with him saying that in the media. If he would have been like, we got the shots we wanted, we just didn't make them, that's a part of basketball. But him talking about analytically and all of that, nah, I can't get with that. Cultured Bandit said, Ron is Winnie the Pooh. Is Winnie the Poohing that extra... Ron is Winnie the Poohing that extra medium jersey right now. L. Ron.
That's hilarious. Hey, Ron, did you see the chat when we was in the chat? We was going for about maybe 20, 25 minutes talking about what the jersey smells like.
Yeah, but
I kicked it off. It smells like hot. I said it smells like hot cottage cheese. That was the first one. Hey, and then Lakeshore Jerry came and said, Ron's jersey smells like Pence hat.
The Jonathan Frazier, my man Boston Frazier said, fun facts. One, since 23, the Eastern Conference final loser has made it to the finals the next year. Cavs in 2027. 2, James Harden ends the 2026 playoffs with 102 field goals made to 84 turnovers. Lock him up.
Out of here, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I resign James Harden. No way.
James Harden is the reason why like people have to believe in the non-statistic elements of sports. Like he's not somebody that I believe in his mental fortitude at all when it comes to major moments. That's why I'm taking Dwayne Wade. That's part of the reason why Dwayne Wade is better than him.
Bro, James Harden, as a basketball player, obviously I don't know him personally, so I'm not speaking on him as a person. I'm talking about what his game shows me and what I take from it. He reminds me of one of them dudes, like, you know, when we all sitting around and you know, we start getting on each other, capping, roasting, whatever you call it, whatever, you know. And then, I don't care, I got money. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know, James Harden, one of them type. I think he plays like that. Where when the rough gets going, he just stands on his bank account. I honestly think that. I think he's just like, this shit is too tough. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know. From a competitive standpoint, that's a big knock to me. But whatever. I don't know if that's sure. But he honestly looks like that. Like, this shit is too hard right now. I'm rich. Fuck it. I don't care. You know.
Jersey Joe said, chill. Are you ready to finally admit D. Mitch is not the best shooting guard in the league and not even close to being a top 10 player? It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I do think there was, I think we talked about that in the group chat as well. I think there was a half a season where Donovan Mitchell was the best shooting guard. I think it was after the beginning of the 24-25 season. I think Devin Booker kind of passed it to him, and then like halfway through the season, and it came and snatched his chain. And I don't think it's been relinquished since. So,
yeah, I never had D. Mitch. It went from Devin Booker to Anthony Edwards for me.
No, I had a year or two of D. Mitch being the best shooting guard in the league. 23-24 season, he was really good. I think going into 24-25, I had him as the best, and then as the season played out, that
23-24, I still had D-Book. I still had D-Book. Man, y'all remember when Bradley Beal had it, man, before D-Book snatched this chain? Good times, man. Good times.
That shooting guard position been kind of ass lately, man.
It's because they're making every shooting guard a point guard. It's kind of what I was telling Chill earlier.
That's kind of true. Yeah, SGA should be a 2. So, yeah.
Yeah. All the 2 guards are point guards.
In the 2000s, Steph might have legitimately played. Well, Steph probably would have been a point guard, but he may have legitimately been a shooting guard because they made Allen Iverson a shooting guard.
Yeah, if he played with a coach like Larry Brown, he would have been a 2.
All right, MP13 said the Knicks were literally getting transition buckets after the Cavs were scoring, and their coach was just watching it repeatedly happen.
I'd have left, bro. I just would have walked. I would have walked off on Kenny Atkinson. I just would have quit on my team right there on the spot. I'm done with these niggas. And so I'm out of
They
here.
put the camera on Kenny at some point in that game, and it looked like he was ready to cry for real. It just looked like he just was like, I don't know what to do.
I would, if I'm Kenny Atkinson, I'm getting on my James Harden. Like, fuck, I don't need this. I'm rich. I'm out of here. I don't need this shit.
OG Team said, let's get nasty. If Brunson get a chip, I'm putting him over Russ, CP3, Nash, Kidd, Stockton, Luka.
I'll draw the line with J.K.
Wow. I'll put him over
Going
Nash.
Over Nash. He going over
Chill, bro.
Stockton. He's going over Stockton. He's got.
But not Russ.
I need a few more good regular seasons to get past Russ. He's still not fucking with Luka.
What about J.K. and Chris Paul?
Yeah, he's not fucking with Kidd either.
Chris Paul?
Let him win this championship.
Real talk.
Let him get this chip.
No, he's not going over Chris Paul.
If he get this chip, I got him over CP3. But CP3 didn't, he went to a finals too. Now he wasn't doing what Brunson doing right now, but he got to a finals, so I'll give him a little grace with that. But
that's right, with the Suns. My bad, I'm tripping.
Yeah. Okay. Pibble MMA said, "Bruh, the first time in 25 years the Knicks finally build around their star, and all of a sudden our legends like Melo get disrespected. Y'all nasty.
Y'all need help. That's what y'all need."
Shout out JB, man. Nims gassed up said Knicks have played the 12th, 14th, and 15th ranked defenses in the playoffs out of 16 teams. It's a big jump going against the 6th and 2nd ranked defenses.
That's a fact. That is true. Who was the first? Timberwolves?
In the playoffs?
Shit, the way they was getting ran. I don't know if it was the Wolves.
It wasn't Houston, was it? No.
Could potentially have been.
Oh, Orlando. Oh, Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah.
Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Swaha God sent through $5 and said, "Classes above everyone? Yeah. Yeah, and the Pacers. Oh, okay. Classes above everyone. Yeah, and the Pacers took OKC to 7. And if Halliburton didn't get hurt, we would have a different champion. Hashtag in Brunson we trust." Talking about how good OKC is. When Pim was saying that their classes above, or that the Spurs and the Thunder are classes above the Knicks.
Well, you know what's funny? In the chat, they're saying that actually the Knicks were the number one defense.
Oh, really? That's fire. That would make sense the way they beating everybody.
Yeah, I'm tripping. Didn't even think about them.
All right, we got a couple new members. C Vamp became a member. Shout out to C Vamp. Be Undeniable 97 also became a YouTube member. Shout out to you guys. If you're not a member yet, join up and we will see you in our members only streams on Sundays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I can't wait to see all of our new members there. The next members chat that I got is from JF7. Said most dominant playoff run to finals. Salute Knicks. They've been cooking. Shout out to the Knicks. Icarus 2003 said, "If J-Dub out, we can all agree this series is done."
Facts.
If AJ Mitchell plays, they still got action.
But if both of them don't,
oh yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this AJ Mitchell hype.
I mean, with both of them, I got the Spurs anyways. But I'm saying, like, with AJ Mitchell, like, AJ Mitchell's enough for, like, the Thunder to, get 2 games, 2 out of 3. But I mean, he not playing tonight, so they're going down 3-2. I guess this is pretty much a wrap. Unless both of them come back game 6. Kareem Miles said, "Ron, if I see you in the parade, it's on site. Knicks in 4, baby. Go New York, go." Y'all coming to the parade with me?
Nah, I'm
Yup.
sorry.
I'm gonna be out.
We'll be in this same jersey, so y'all keep y'all distance. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that $100 that you're gonna give me.
I really want to put up 200. Scary nigga, what's up? And you too. Oh, nigga, send me my $100. Yeah, we bet on that Wolves Thunder series. Send me my money. Hey, yes, you. Real talk. Remember it was 2-2? And we chat. I know y'all remember that. Don't make me go dig it up. It was 2-2. And we shook on it.
That sounded about right. That's
yeah. Send me my $100, nigga.
No, because look.
No, I don't want to hear it, dog. Send me my $100. As a matter of fact, Chill gotta come get his 100 that he want from me, from you.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Me and Chill don't got no arrangement. I will say this.
Y'all do now.
I remember when this happened. Now I think so. What happened was it was tied up, and I still said at that point, I'm not sure who's going to win this series, and I wasn't sure, but I think you coerced me into doing it just on the strength, just like fuck it. If I'm not, if I'm remembering correctly. I mean, shit, ain't no big deal.
Yeah. Hey,
$100, nigga.
Hey, go ahead. Get on your James Harden. I don't care.
Nah.
Yeah, get on your James Harden.
Don't fuck about that.
The next super chat I got is from Boston Frazier. My man Boston Frazier said, "Yeah, Ron, we here, ain't we? For a long and good time too. It was always the Knicks. Believe or be deceived. Chill, enjoy the suffering, and eat it, hater. Rock that jersey and give them hell, Ron. Let's fucking go, New York."
I hope New York win the championship, man.
Yeah,
I really
me too.
do.
Me too.
I want to see it, man. I want to see it.
And look, y'all know OG getting Finals MVP, right?
That'd be hilarious. That's actually the one thing that could change a little bit of Jalen Brunson narrative. But at the same time, though, Brunson been cooking though.
Yeah,
but that might change up narrative. I don't know, Ox. You see how
JB would still have to cook for him to win. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, Jason Tatum still played good too, but
right, absolutely. So just like Steph and Andre.
Yeah. I mean, but Steph gets knocked for that. Steph gets knocked for that a lot.
Only in certain conversations.
All right, Cheese15, who is a Hall of Famer. Salute to Cheese. Cheese said, "This is the worst Eastern Conference Finals team I've ever seen. Brunson better." Archburner said,
those Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan teams is up there. That actually probably would have been a cool little series to watch. This Cavs against one of them bum ass teams.
Yeah,
because D Michigan outplayed DeMar DeRozan
100%.
100%.
Shit, and James Harden can outplay Kyle Lowry.
That also can happen.
See, you see.
Man,
Archburner.
All chains.
Archburner sent through a members chat and said, "Knicks didn't do anything. The East is doo-doo." I was supposed to read this when Chill was here.
It's doo-doo, baby.
I am kind of like, I'm impressed with what the Knicks is doing, but also like y'all beat the. Well, no, because the Celtics was a reputable series. You know how high I was on the Sixers.
They didn't play this. They didn't play the Celtics. They played the Raptors. They played the Raptors and then played the Sixers. Say what? What you gonna say about the Sixers? With all that Paul George shit, both of you niggas was talking.
Paul George was good.
Read this shit and give me.
They didn't play the Raptors. They played Atlanta.
Right. Atlanta.
It was Atlanta.
My bad.
Yeah, they played
Atlanta. And you niggas was talking that crazy shit about Atlanta too. So now all of a sudden,
who was y'all? I wasn't. You got the wrong y'all.
So
you got the wrong y'all. I was never talking about Atlanta was finna upset New York.
You know, but you know what? You know what? Real talk. I'm just assuming you did because you and Swiper was up here yesterday having a flip-a-thon. You are the two biggest floppers I ever met in my life, and you niggas was up here talking about who flip-flops more. So I'm just assuming that you was flip-flopping too.
Look, from here on out,
Ron, he
flipping, you flop.
I don't want to hear shit from you,
flop.
I don't want to hear shit from you, Ron, because you was talking that shit about Atlanta, and then you was talking that shit about Philadelphia. And both of you niggas was talking that shit about Paul George.
Hey, Big Ox.
I still had the Knicks winning the Sixers series. I don't understand what you're saying.
Hey, nigga. I'm still talking that shit.
Put your fucking hand down, bro.
Yeah, 100 you owe me. Put 200 up. Hey, put 200 more up. Oh no. Look. So you already owe me 100. You just put up 200, and we could do it that way. Put up another 100.
Against who? I don't even know who they're playing yet. Just wait.
Either or.
Just wait.
All right, Bandit SBS said
the Knicks every round that they've played. By the way, I just want to be sure that. Sure, that's
is Paul George better than OG Anunoby? That's all I want to know.
if he was playing in that Super Knicks system that you just told me about.
Now it's a
actually, now that you say it, if he had Mike Brown instead of Nick Nurse is the most overrated coach in the NBA, and Nick Nurse just be sitting there not doing anything, yada yada. If he had Mike Brown, Paul George would be able to, Yeah. Bandit SBS said Mars ducks Knicks game managing every time the belt to ass. Mars is on his way to Onyx or King of Diamonds. Mars finna get it in tonight for his 27th birthday. Shout out Big Mars, man.
Facts.
FIFA boy said
Mars 28, right?
Yeah.
I just let y'all know
I thought he was 27.
Yeah, I just let y'all in
27, 28, same thing.
Information. He just turned 28 today.
All right, so next PC weekend's in Atlanta, though, for real?
Do y'all want it to be?
I don't care, nigga. I'll go anywhere. I just thought that's what was going on.
Atlanta's fun.
Yes,
that's nice.
Everybody gets to enjoy themselves. Swiper and Mars get to enjoy themselves the way that they like to, and then Chill will be able to enjoy himself the way he likes to. Penn can help figure it out, and then we'll all have a good time. Even the people from the chat that pull up, we'll all have a good time.
Absolutely.
FIFA boy said, me and Ron been on L Harden FC all year long. Dub Ron.
All year. I told y'all this a decade ago. Well, I didn't tell y'all this a decade ago, but y'all know what I'm saying.
All right, last but not least, we got a members chat from Petty Hardaway. Petty said, subbing out Harden sounds good. Then you watch the offense fall off the face of the earth when he's not in the game.
Sure, buddy.
That means they don't have a good backup point guard. That's what that means.
All right, y'all. It's been fun. It's been real. We going to be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Y'all tap into the Game 5 tonight. Western Conference Finals. Should be a good one. Catch y'all on the flip side.